one that fights to the pain. I'm the new leader, it's time for a change. What you know about living in the rain, living in the cold, hating every day, but then you still want to do it anyway. That's not you, yeah, we are not the same. I put the work in, you complain. I'm a rebel, I'm the main, I'm the alpha in this game, and that ain't never gonna change. Never gonna change, never gonna switch. If I'm in this game, yeah, I'm in this bitch. Sticking at the pay, yeah, we're getting rich. Investing all the money in the bigger things. Yeah, we going heavy, yeah, we killing it. The stakes don't die, then we feeling it. They cannot hold us down, cause we never quit. We're the rebels of the town, and we getting shit. So the enemies, I'm taking them apart. I'm a young boss, got me feeling like the rock. They can never match it, they can never stop. Cause I've been really giving everything that I got. Looking at a plan, at a plot. Moving with the killers, and we going to the top. We're blowing up your city, and you might get dropped. Yeah, I'm the hunter, you're the prey. You bet that I never run away.
Yo, what's up, everybody? We back again on the Thursday night Techno's Gaming with SIKSLAYER and the Realist. One from PA and two from Texas. What is up, everybody? What's up tonight?
I'm from Brooklyn. Get it right. I just live out here, and one day I'm leaving.
He's like,
probably.
Correction.
Correction.
I'm from New York. I'm just here temporarily.
Okay? It ain't where you from, it's where you at.
Man, where I'm from is my identity, bro. I wear it. I wear that cap every day.
It's when you went, son.
Yeah, son.
What's up, B?
What up, B? What up, bros?
What up,
broskies?
I remember when people used to say that all the time.
Yeah, they used to say that heavy in New York. Nowadays, I don't know if they do that anymore. I don't think.
I don't think they do so much anymore, but I haven't been up there in years, so I don't know what they say.
Well,
Man, a lot of things going on this week, man. You got the Tokyo Game Show.
word.
Ragnarok came out. Nobody's really impressed with the sales, and people are pissed off because of the PSN connection. And there's already somebody who came out with the mod to remove it. So that's pretty cool. We'll get to that. And I found something in my feed about these these group of older gentlemen, gamers, in their 70s and 80s, playing CS, Counter-Strike, I think is what they're playing.
That's a beautiful thing. I've seen some older guys who play Battlefield, like this one sniper guy.
Yes.
Well, he must have been ex-military, right? So he got the mindset still, even with the gameplay. So I love seeing that, man.
You can't take the game route, man. You want to keep playing. You play it.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Anymore, you know?
It's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, we're supposed to play games. It's supposed to be fun. I posted that something like that on Facebook maybe last week.
Yeah.
You know, it's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to play, have fun. There's all types of genres and games for all ages. We grew up in a time, you know, where it was looked down upon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nowadays, you know, it's making more money than music.
In your parents' basement. You broke,
right?
This and that,
right?
Everything you can think
right. But nowadays, it's making more money than music and movies put together.
And
you
the
know
only
what I'm
ones
saying?
are after you that says anything, it may be girlfriends and spouses.
Of course. But man, they can believe what they want, man. It's supposed to be about community and having fun and all of that, man.
Yep.
And I think us three, we exude that.
Yep.
At a high level.
Yep.
So yeah.
What else? State of Play went on this week.
Mm-hmm.
And what else did I have? A couple other things.
Then the Xbox
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Xbox
TGS
app,
thing.
it looks like it's gonna merge.
Yes, I already got the new
which,
version.
which makes sense.
Be-
I mean, it
Mhm.
makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So,
Indeed, it does.
that's what I have 2 apps on my phone right now, and
I got the Xbox and the Xbox beta. The beta already updated to that new version.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I've also got the Game Pass app. So yeah, we can talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah. And so that's what I got. Oh, and Square Enix.
Mm.
Square Enix games are coming out crazy on the Xbox platform because
The way they should.
and because I guess their financials are not that great, and they need another stream of revenue. So makes sense.
Yeah.
But they should have done that a long time ago. They wouldn't be in this mess.
Yeah, shout out to Beast of Truth when he says that. Like he's expecting more out of them just because, the way they lacklustered out, right? Now all of a sudden, now they're desperate. Now they want to do something about it. But I mean, it's new leadership as well. They changed the CEO well over a year ago. Nobody knew about that at the time. So
yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I don't knock the sentiment
in there. We got the Poe in there.
No doubt, loyal homies. The both of them always there, Punty and Google Poe. Thanks for showing up, fellas. What's up? What's up, sucker? I see you too, Punty. Will the Astros win the World Series, man? I don't know if it's gonna be the Yankees because just like I predicted,
I think it's
right?
gonna be the Yankees.
No, I don't think so. You know why? Because just like I said, whatever other team that was, they're whooping their ass. Now they're going against the Orioles, and they already lost 2 games. I think they're playing the third one right now.
The Mariners last 2 games with them in the last series. So,
I mean, well, the same thing happened with the Yankees. So I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I'm not too hopeful for the Yankees neither, though.
It's whoever's
it just
hot.
is what it is.
It's whoever's hot.
Yeah,
gonna go.
Yeah.
That's. I mean,
yeah, that's how it goes,
year,
bro.
The Rangers weren't even expected to go, and look what happened.
Yep.
So it's whoever's hot, and that's what happens. But also, the Yankees don't have good history against the Astros. So
no, they do not.
But again,
no, they do not.
Everybody's gonna say, "Well, this is a different Yankees team. It's a different."
Yankees. It is. They definitely improved this year. Like their downtime. Because usually their season, like early in the season, it'll be great, and then halfway in they'll start messing up heavy, right? Yeah. And then they do okay, and maybe they'll get into playoffs or not, and then and then at the very end they'll mess up. But the downtime wasn't as bad as it normally has been in previous years. So indeed, the team did improve. I just still don't have that confidence that they're going to take it all the way. I mean, anything can happen. You never know. But anything can happen.
I know Realist is over here teasing me. It's like, look, who won the West? And I was like, I don't even care about winning the West. I care for them to win the ALCS and go to the World Series and win. We've been so spoiled on what's going on the last 8 years or so. It's like I don't care.
Yeah, don't act like Houston's hasn't been a perpetual loser.
It's like I don't they win the AL West, X amount of times. You go to ALC, it's like, okay, I'm done with the divisional rah cheerleading stuff. I want the big I want the big trophy.
I hear that.
It's the same,
I hear that,
same
man.
with football. Everybody talking about their division. It's like, I don't care about division. Just win. That's what I want.
Right.
Yeah. I got 2, man. Look, now I know you remember the White Sox series. That was the most disheartening series. They lost 4 games straight, each game by 1.
I was actually at the game.
Each game by 1, bro. I was like, oh man, like they tried to buy a World Series like the Rangers did last year. They brought in Beltron. We had the unit, and man, we still couldn't get it done.
So, but we'll see.
Still couldn't get that dub, huh?
We'll see.
Damn.
And Oakland.
Yeah, anything can happen, bro.
They played their last game today, and I mean, I was there last year. It's the last dive bar stadium that MLB has, and I mean, I would have liked to gone again this year, but I didn't get to go to Oakland for the conference that I usually go to, so I missed out. And that's it. That's the end of the era, man. It is a shithole. Nobody's denying that. It is a shithole stadium, but it's like it gives it character though for being an Oakland stadium,
Yeah.
Especially with the troughs that's in the guys' restroom.
Isn't that the one you talked about last year?
Yeah.
Right? The same one. Okay. Yeah, I follow.
It was it was a fun time. I actually got a video on my other channel about that. Going to the
Mm-hmm. I remember
that was fun.
No doubt.
So guys,
Good time.
I've been playing Space Marines 2. It is a kick-ass game.
My boy.
Man.
Yeah, you were doing a live stream yesterday. Was that
A
live
couple
or was
live
that
streams the
pre-recorded?
last 2 nights or so, man. Because it is.
Bro, you should have hollered at your boy. You know I got the game. I figured out my blue screen issue.
And I want both of y'all, but I know what's his face doesn't have.
Oh no, you did. You did. But at the time, when you asked me, I wasn't available.
Tired or something.
So you're right. Yeah, I was busy and tired or something like that. So you did. I remember now. My bad. Excuse me, folks. I had a Bloody Mary with extra vodka, right? So I'm nice. I'm still here. Even when I'm drunk, like I think the same thought just in slow motion. So yeah, pardon me. But yeah, you did. You did. But next time, bro. Next time, man. I'm a big advocate of the game.
Yeah.
No doubt. And they just came out a big patch on the PC version. They patched a couple things. They added ultra widescreen support. They added private rooms for one of the modes that's PvP or PvE or whatever, right? So definitely, man, like this is the game I've been preaching about for a long time to the Gears heads, right? To hold you down,
dude,
right? And hey, so
I was streaming.
Hey, speak that, talk that shit, bro.
Like you said, I was streaming the other day, or was it yesterday or something? And somebody jumped in and started. A couple of people were coming in there and watching the stream, and one of them is like, dude, let me join you. I was like, dude, I'm about to get off, but go ahead and send me a friend request.
Yeah, bro. That's how it goes.
And then we'll play.
That's beautiful.
I think you sent it to the wrong guy because I never got it. So,
or maybe he forgot.
Or maybe he forgot or never did it. So,
right.
We'll see.
Oh well.
But yeah, Space Marines 2, man, it is awesome. I mean, it's just your old school, no messaging of any kind. It's just
no holds barred.
Some ass,
yeah,
kill
bro.
some bloods, and do some glory executions. That's all it is.
Yeah, just like the CEO was talking about last week when we were talking about it. I mean, that CEO, exactly what he said. That's exactly what's going on with that, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Games are games, bro, and
it's good.
That's a gamer game. Yeah. That's a game, and what I mean by that is, it's just trying to be a video game. It's not trying to preach to anybody any kind of morals, just like dude said, right? It's trying to be fun, Like I said earlier, these games are supposed to be fun for all ages. There's different games with different, age groups. Now, this is not for your young ones with the violence and the blood and all of that, right? There's no curse or nothing, but lots of violence, lots of gory deaths. There's no cursing, but there's lots of blood and violence and stuff like that in it. So it's not for the young ones. But other than that, man, I mean, when it comes to video game goodness, Space Marine has that in spades, and I could tell from the very beginning when I started seeing footage of it, which is why, I've been so heavily advocating for the game all this time.
And it's a game like this that when you spend $70, you can see the $70 it's worth it.
Yes,
right?
Yes,
you can see the $70.
Yes, absolutely. When they delayed the game. They did it for a good reason, and they didn't even use all the time that they requested for, right? Like they felt they're good enough position when they released it. Indeed, there was like the PC patch that came out like a week later to address some CPU issues was much needed. Mm-hmm. But other than that, now they just added a patch I think yesterday to add the ultra wide support for those who got those monitors and whatnot. And they're supporting it, and they're being very vocal, or rather, you might say that they communicate with the community as to what their plans are. They already have done that, and they're sticking to their word. You see, they're doing what they should do. They're making a good fun game. And so if you're once again, as I've always said, if you're a Gears head, this is one to hold you down. It's on all platforms except the Switch, of course, because they really can't handle that. Cross-play with all modes.
Yep.
Or with all modes, with all platforms that support the game, PC, consoles, whatever. In the single player, the multiplayer modes, it don't matter.
Yep.
Like, they got you the way it should be. So, avail yourself of that. Go to CD Keys or whatever, get you a good deal or whatever for that. But if you're looking for a gamer type of game where it's a game, man, and you're trying to have fun, Space Marine 2. And of course, the first one is also on PC. I don't know if you could purchase the 360 version. I'm pretty sure it's backwards compatible though.
I try to find it. I try to find it online, and because of the popularity of this one, people have hiked up the prices on the first one.
Yeah, I can imagine, but still, I'm sure it's pretty efficient on price compared to this one.
So I may have
Because
to go
it
to
is a
my local
sequel,
flea market and go to their game shops and see if I can get one.
yeah,
And they're not really
because the
much
plot
cheaper.
is a sequel to the first one, and so when you see the and I know what the ending is already, even though I haven't gotten there myself, right? There's a bit of surprise for those people who played the first game. When you see the identity of a certain character, you be like, "Oh snap!" Right?
Oh, snap.
But other than that, if you never played the first one, there's no necessary thing. They tell you enough what you need to know about the character. Long story short, you went through some rah 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 in the first game. Um, he got accused of heresy. He was put away for about 100 years, but the guy who accused him got taken over by them demon folk, right? So he got set free. Put him in the demon. They put him in the death watch to atone, right? He'd been putting in work for like a good amount of time. You know, squad leader, and then
that's
and in that first level,
man. You gotta stay there for 100
yeah, yeah, but that's the Warhammer. That's that Warhammer universe, man.
Yeah.
When they say grimdark, it's grimdark for a reason. That truly is. That's and as I said before, you know, I've been watching videos about the lore since the pandemic, right? So 5 years now. I guess you say 4 years.
Yeah.
No, 5 years actually, right? And so I'm familiar with like the universe and certain characters, not everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I'm talking about an effed up situation, truly effed up situation for real. And these space marines, they can live for hundreds, thousands of years, even. So yeah, 100 years. I mean, it's a long time to us as regular humans, and of course, it is to them. But at the same time, it's it's a different scale for them. So 100 years is a long ass time, indeed. But eventually, in that first level, you play him as Death Watch, and eventually he gets up out of that, and he's put back in a normal ass squad, and then the game continues on.
But they patched
excellent game.
Frankenstein, then.
Yeah, he's like a Primaris Marine now. He's like a Super Marine now, because he got hurt, and at the end of that first level, you'll see he gets hurt, and they got to upgrade him to to save his life.
Yeah,
and then he's put back in.
Trying to beat that one demon, and he was just like kicking. It's like, dude, I'm gonna lose against this guy. It's just
you're supposed
starting, and you're supposed to.
Right, you're supposed to. But a lot of games that do that, like in Project Wingman and others. Of course, I'm gonna find a way to put in Project Wingman. Right there, you go. But a lot of games, what they do, when you have a situation where you're supposed to lose, if you win somehow by the grit of your teeth, cheat or whatever you do to win anyway, right? Like the plot will definitely continue the way it's supposed to, but like sometimes you unlock something for doing that, right? Now, unfortunately, that's not in this game, but I like when they do that, right? When you beat the thing you're not supposed to be because you're supposed to lose, or you at least do really well when you pass the threshold of performance. Right, and they give you a prize for doing that. Now they don't do that in Space Marine because that's not what they're doing. But I like that in other games when they do that, and Project Wingman definitely does that. I remember Mega Man X was one of those things. That first level where you fight Vile at the end, right? You're supposed to lose, right? Now there's nothing that happens, right? Because eventually, like he's gonna grab you, or you're gonna die, because you can die against that first little boss there in Mega Man X. Way back in '93 on the Super Nintendo, I remember that. But yeah, I mean, it's cool when certain games do take that into account. Space Marines does not, but I mean, the game is badass enough as it is. So yeah, hit that up, folks. Hit that up.
I'll have to get the first one.
Yeah, it's on PC as well. I might grab that one if it's on sale or whatever. But yeah, but for now, I still gotta finish this one. So. But lately I've been playing out.
Yeah, I finished whatever game I was playing the other day, but I did finish it. Oh, Amnesia! I think I told you guys that. I finished Amnesia.
Amnesia. I remember you saying that. Yes,
that one's good. That one's like it reminds me of Alien Isolation. You're kind of surviving, trying to get out, and there's this thing looking for you. That's what reminded me of that.
That's crazy. Hey, Realist, what you been playing, homie?
Nothing.
Hey, tell the
folks,
I know
man,
what you've been playing. Oh, but
it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. My balls too. It is unfortunate, man. I watched this show with bated breath. hoping that my fellow bot could do what the ponies could not, and that'll support a great game. This Sony just basically shot into the dark, wasted their money to money hack this.
Indeed, they
Damn
did.
near drove Square Enix into the abyss. But I was hoping that my fellow bots would have the opportunity to play Final Fantasy 16. Oh man, because I've been playing it, and it's outstanding. I don't care what any of the 1 through 6 purists have to say. I don't care that it's a good game. It's not a good Final Fantasy game. I don't care about any of that.
But based on the pure, how is 1 through 6 tied in all the way down to 16?
Listen,
Okay.
man, I'm talking right now. Listen, hold on. Y'all asked me, so let me tell you right now.
All right.
I got
See,
you, homie. I got you, homie.
Cause see, it is not okay. 15 was a deviation. 12 was a deviation, right?
13
But
was.
this one, I didn't play 13, but
12 was for sure. You're right.
and it got the purists. They want the turn-based classic combat, and they've been slowly modernizing the combat till you get to where it is right now. People are saying it's Devil May Cry, like they didn't love Devil May Cry.
Right.
I didn't want a Devil May Cry game, but that's the damn reason I like it. The story is compelling. I don't even really like cutscenes. The cutscenes are phenomenal. The whole story is coherent, like cohesive. Like the dialogue, the side quests, everybody makes sense. There aren't a whole ton of side quests anyway. Like all of the dialogue. This is the one game that I've played in a long time that I don't listen to a podcast in the background while I'm playing because I don't want to miss a part of the story. But I was hoping that they would announce at least a date that it was coming to Xbox Day. Instead, they gave us these games that we should have played 20 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then
I ain't mad that they're there though, but you're right.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
I ain't gonna hold you.
But if you wanted to play those games, you could have played them on iOS or Android. Okay. If you just couldn't afford another console or a PC, you could have played those things on your cell phone. So, oh man, I was hoping because man, this game, this like, you know, when you play a game, you play so many games, especially you, Tech. You play way more than me. I play a lot, but you play more than me. I know.
Indeed.
I don't know about you, Tech, but I know Tech does.
He does.
And bro, you play these games, but every now and then a game comes across you and it just resonates with you. It's exciting, it's compelling, and that's this game for me. That's this game for me. Like I've been literally no life in this game because I've been off. My wife came and took my glasses off my face in the middle of the night. She took the controller off my chest. I flopped, and when she did that, she woke me up and said, "What are you doing?" Start back playing again. I literally no life this. I've been no life in this game. I've been playing it this week. I'm at 70 hours of playtime on the game. Like
70 hours. Wow. Okay. That says everything you need to hear. That says everything you need to hear.
I'm gonna be honest with you. About 8 of that is sleep.
Okay.
About 8 of that is sleep because in the middle of the night she'll come. So it's happened. Like I got because I got my watch. Take So like I look at my watch. I slept 4 hours. Start playing again.
You mean your Galaxy Ultra?
The same one you had, yes, sir. I'm a part of the club now. But man, like, I don't know what you were asking, but like, I've heard the complaints. I read the Metacritic. I played the demo on PlayStation 5, but I don't support money heisting. And I did buy Deathloop, but you know that's a Microsoft game, so I guess I don't know. I had to play it, but I wasn't gonna buy it. I've been wanting to play this game since the demo. I wasn't gonna buy it on PlayStation. Because like people said it started slow. It's like, what the do you want? Like these are story games.
Right.
It's like you never played a Final Fantasy game for instant action because it started off turn based.
Yeah, it's a lot of talking. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just like, man, it's so crazy. I don't even want to talk about it because I hope you guys play it one day.
Well, I have
Like,
it. I told you about it. I just haven't.
well, play
played
it.
it yet.
Play it. Like the from where the story starts to where they leave you confused. I didn't. You know, that's why I never understood people
Leave you
complaining
confused.
about like spoilers and stuff. Well, because I don't want to say too much. Okay, because if you should have played the demo, you kill your brother in the beginning.
Oh, say word.
And you don't know what's going on. You don't know why you did it. You don't know who did it. And man, it's just it's a story like you got like a Game of Thrones element kind of going on. You got you got the kingdoms conspiring.
Political intrigue, you mean? Ooh, I love that. They had that in 12 a little bit.
See, I gotta play that. Well, no, I've been playing that one. I haven't gotten that far yet because, like I said, turn-based ain't really my thing. I played that. I got like 20 hours in that one, and I'm like roaming the desert looking for marks and stuff like that, trying to play the game the way they want you to play it, at least the way I think they want me to play it. But you got the whole storyline going around you. You got this cool ass, what do you call him? A mentor, like he's cool as hell. And he's teaching you the ropes. It's like, man, like the whole story, bro. I love it. Like, I haven't been.
Question, though?
Go ahead, you can ask whatever you want.
A question though. Okay, because it's like them anime old heads. Because you know them anime old heads be mad strong, right? Like they're the old badass. Like they used to be the badass hero back in their day, right? And they teaching you the tricks of the trade, so you could be the modern badass, right? Is it that type of situation?
I don't want to say, but I'll say it. Right? It's not that I don't want to answer. It's okay. There are these beings or people who can embody what is called an icon, and EIKON. So, what an icon is, you got fire, wind. You got all the elements. You got all the elements, but then you have a dragon. You have Odin. You have you have an ice one. This guy is Thunder.
Oh, Thunder is very strong usually. Yes.
So he's maybe a middle-aged guy.
Okay.
So he's still strong, but he's still worn.
Yeah, but you know
he's still a bad MF.
Got
he fights. He's not just telling you how to fight. He actually fights. And it's
it's anime. Man. Thing. Good.
Okay, because you know how to watch a whole lot of anime, but I just want to give you an kind of description of them. But
no, I follow you. That's an anime old head then.
Bro, I've been playing that game. I eat, I play the game. I haven't felt like a kid again like this. Like, you know how it was when you were a kid, man. You just wanted to play games. You just wanted, like, you got a new game. You just wanted to play the game. It's time to eat. Put that controller down and come eat. All right.
It's my kid right now. It's my kid.
Happy for you, though. I'm happy for you, though, man. Time flies. You know the feeling. Yeah.
Because it's been a while since I picked up a game, and I'm just like, wow. You know what I mean? Bro. I can think maybe like Breath of the Wild was another one. Where I took off work for 2 weeks and just put $200 into it.
Nah, I mean, facts.
Now, what were you asking me, Ted?
Okay. I forgot.
But bro, man, I was really hoping because it made it like, why not? Unless Sony got a deal with them, it's like we always got to say, but what if Sony? And this is the first money hat. But even then, if I didn't have a PlayStation, I wasn't gonna buy a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like this whole money hat thing, man, it's kind of irritating.
Fact.
You know what I mean? Especially with Square. Yeah, they're strangling Square to death.
Now you
know what I mean?
Where we coming from?
You mean what? PC?
Yeah, well, just gamers in general, or particularly Xbox guys, right? Like they know it's good, but Sony's money had it on some bullshit. But they already recognize, like, and yeah, there's a lot of Xbox heads, who talk that talk but don't walk that walk, right? But generally, we come to find the Xbox heads be playing these games a lot more than these PlayStation dudes, generally, right? And so it makes them feel some kind of way about it.
But what's the last like bought off game that PlayStation paid for that you were like, wow, I want to play it? I can't think of one.
I can't think of
You know
one
what I mean?
either, because that's been like a reducing thing for them. On top of them, like the benefit for that ain't been.
It seems like it's always
what it
been
used to
a
be.
Final Fantasy game though, because number 7 was the same
Yeah.
way, right? It never landed.
Yeah, right.
But
We
see,
got
number
15 though. But we had 15 though. But we didn't have
we got
14 until
we got a lot of them already. Like 8
Right.
was free on the Windows Store, so like we get a lot of these games. But because I would always say like, what are they paying for that I just can't do without? The only thing was it was Square, right? Final Fantasy,
Mhm. Yeah.
and like they were like, oh, they're trying to be the home of Square Enix. It's like, okay, cool, you know, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big turn-based fan, you know, and the way that this combat is now, the combat isn't extremely complex, but it's still fun because the abilities look so cool.
Mm.
And after this one, I think I'm gonna jump on 15.
Oh, you never
Because-
played 15 before?
I didn't finish it.
Oh, you didn't finish it. Okay, because I was about to say you may find it to be very different. But if you played before, okay, then okay, good.
Yeah, it's very different. This one is, the combat is very Devil May Cry-ish,
right.
but there's so much story involved. And for me, like if the story doesn't resonate with you, because like some people, you know, like different Elder Scrolls games, but I like the story of not Elder Scrolls, Morrowind.
Morrowind.
And
Yeah, I knew you
that
knew
was my
that.
favorite one. And so like this one, man, I like the whole like territorial conflict. I like the mystery behind it. Like
The political
when you-
intrigue is
Yeah.
there? Yes, I love that in these Final Fantasy games
well,
nowadays.
it's
Because
kind of
12 had-
straightforward. It's kind of straightforward, you know, why people are doing what they're doing,
Okay.
you know, but like it's just, will they do it, and when they do it, what's going to happen?
Oh, let me ask
You know what I
this.
mean?
Is it like because I heard somebody say it's reminiscent of Game of Thrones to a certain degree.
But I just
Would
said,
you agree to that?
I said that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And you said,
Because I've heard that-
oh, when I said it.
Yeah, oh, I already forgot, bro. I told you I had that Bloody Mary with vodka. I'm a little
Yeah.
off.
Who's giving me hearts,
Okay.
man, in the chat? Somebody's giving me little hearts.
Hey, it's probably Punty
Probably
and
Punty.
Google Boy, man. You know the homies, man. They support. Man, we love those guys for a
They give me
reason.
little hearts.
Yeah. Bro, but I was hoping that they announced that for Xbox today, because I would have
Yeah,
played it
man.
again.
Come on, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
because
especially with
look,
the way they've been
look,
messing
bro,
with Xbox now, it could have been Xbox Play Anywhere, which would have been the best,
that
right?
would have been great.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
it's hard on the handhelds, man. Even on the X, bro,
right.
it's hard. I think they want 16 gigs.
It's hard out here on the pimp, bro. But 16
It's
gigs
hard.
ain't expensive nowadays, bro.
No, I'm talking about the handhelds.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, that's why I said that even the ally, but like, because like the white one has 16, the Steam Deck has 16,
Yeah,
and like, man, it was crashing when I was playing it on the white one.
right. Because of that.
So
yeah.
it is what, man. I still hope they kind of come up with something, man. That one's a new one. Like now, Final Fantasy VII is different because I have Integrate
Now,
on
are
PC.
you crashing it because you're trying to max it out, or is it just in general?
Nah,
No,
dude.
It's
Like-
because of the memory limitations. It's running out of
Mhm.
RAM. Same thing happened to me with Grand Theft Auto 5 back in the day. When I had on PC, I only had 16 gigs of RAM. And my PC was pretty new at that time, right? And I planned for 32. But at very first, I only bought 16, and then planning to buy another 16 later. In fact, I just tweeted about this, right? And what happened was, I got a bunch of services running in the background, eats up a bunch of RAMs. When I play Grand Theft Auto, it only lasts like 20 minutes before I crash out. And then eventually I'm like, oh yeah, let me get this RAM. I forgot, and I bought the RAM, and that problem went away. So it's the same thing he's experiencing now.
But that's why it's good that like you get the little pop-up screen before you start the game, and unless you configure it. That's like kind of old school. Most of the old school games used to do that. They needed to do that for people on handheld, where you can go ahead and configure it, put it on 720, put it on low before the game starts because the cutscene. The cutscene is what will make it crash. You don't even get to play the game.
Oh, or like in Grand Theft Auto 5, once again, to bring that up, is it would give you like a RAM meter. It would tell you, as you change the settings, how much RAM is expected to take, right? And you can go and customize, tweak based between your RAM settings, and that way it will prevent that from happening. That's what I realized all after the fact, right? Well, yeah, that's how it went down for me. But basically, that's the same situation you're talking about right there.
Yeah, that's how Star Wars Outlaws is. It basically, as you change the settings, it'll show you how much RAM you can burn.
Cool.
Pimp slap that.
And that one would prefer 8. Same thing with what's the name of that game? Avatar. I know we're gonna talk about Ubisoft later, bro, but like their games are heavy.
Ooh, this is true.
Pimp slap.
You ain't lying.
Like,
you ain't lying.
All right. I want to talk about something that I want to do when I get to their age, man. These guys here, it's a team of older folks in their 70s and 80s. Now, this article is an old one. There was a recent one. I couldn't find it again, but it's still about these old guys. They're a group of friends, and they're playing CSGO. And, dude, that's going to be me, man. I'm gonna still be in my 70s, still playing game. Probably whatever Xbox or PlayStation or whatever is out when I'm that old. 70. That's cool, man. I'm sure there's a bunch of people just clown. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe you're still playing at this. I was like, dude, if it keeps them energized instead of just lounging around and just wasting away, it's like, why not?
Why not?
Why not? At the time of this guy was 70 something. I saw it much earlier, much more recent article, and they're in their 80s, from mid 70s to their 80s. That they're the kids now. QuakeCon. I've been to the previous QuakeCons before you showed up, Realist. There were some older folks there, right? So it's not uncommon. Right, there's a lot of older folks. If I go to some of these game stores, there's older folks in there. But to get the coverage like these guys are getting because they're playing CS:GO, because I don't play CS:GO, so I don't know much about it. But it's like a shooter, right? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Okay, so repeat that question again because I didn't hear the last part at the end there.
CS:GO. I don't know anything about CS:GO. I just know the title. It's a shooter, right? Correct?
Yes.
Like a first person, third person?
Mm-hmm.
First person.
Okay, so these guys have to keep up with the young people. So they must have some skills, man. And they call themselves silver snipers. Like silver, I mean, it goes with their
silver snipers. Okay.
And
well, I can tell you one thing about Call of Duty because your son is young. I'm not Call of Duty. Counter-Strike, right? Because his son is young, right? He got them skills, right? Not them skills. He got the reflexes, right? Because he's young. That's gonna benefit him right now. He needs that high refresh rate. It's less about the graphical fidelity. It's about them frames, right? Now, AES isn't really a game that taxes hardware, right? Especially now. At the time, it did a little bit because folks weren't used to the next level up that it brought. But now, we got Counter-Strike 2, meanwhile he's on Go, which is fine, right? So yeah, he just has to he just gotta practice. You know how it goes, bro. But he got them young reflexes, and that's what's gonna be.
This guy, I'm gonna read a pit part here. You can never be too old to play video games, he told PC Gamer. Age is nothing, it's just a number. Die Hard Birdie started playing CSGO when he retired from his job and now plays at least 4 hours a day. Die Hard Birdie, I guess is the guy in the picture, explained that his love of CSGO stems from the game's need for concentration. He said that he doesn't get upset when he dies because he has so much fun playing the game. After winning DreamHack, that's a big conference, man. After winning DreamHack, diehard Heart Birdie decided to retire from esports. Can you imagine? He retired from esports and focus on streaming. His channel features clips of him playing CS:GO and using his signature birdie whistle, which he plays when he is confident he set a score a kill. I stream my game on Twitch because I like to leave something behind after my life for the next generation. For him, quitting CS:GO is not an option. He said it's impossible for him to give up his passion for gaming. It's us, man. It's gonna be us in 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's fine though. If I'm a gaming old head, bro, that's fine, man. Just like them anime old heads, right? Like, hey, man, I'm, and at that point, hopefully, I'm nicely retired, and I can sit back and attack that backlog, right?
You're still playing 360 games, trying to catch up on your backlog. Is that what you're gonna do? Because I know I would. I got something.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm. Listen, man, like I've told you before, right? Back in my teens, I had a backlog, and I called it, the list of games that I plan to beat this month. Then it became the plan of games, like the list of games I plan to beat this season. Then it became this year. Then it became this decade. And now it's at the point, the list of games I plan to beat before I die. And yes, I'm saying that for comical effect, but I am not lying or exaggerating.
Well, you're getting to the mids, man.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So I think it's cool. I know Realist is up there. He's like 60 something years old, so he can relate to this guy.
Yeah, I can definitely relate. I always said, man, to rheumatoid to death. You know what I mean? Because like that old rheumatoid will cut your gaming short. You know, so I don't see a reason. Like, if my eyes can't keep up, I don't know. Maybe I won't play shooters.
Older.
But
Yeah,
playing games will always be fun to me. You know what I mean? I didn't. I got away from it in college. Got back on, and even when I wasn't playing, I would have liked to have been playing. And now that I'm playing, I have my job, my family, and I play when I can. I don't see why. Especially, man, when you get old and you're not working, what are you gonna do? You need that something to get up and do. I don't know about you guys, but I know a lot of like seniors that retire, and then next thing you hear, their funerals next week.
Yeah.
It's always that something that you need
that's my dad,
to wake up.
That's my dad.
He retired.
That company, and I tell him, I was like, you need to retire the company, shut it down, sell all the assets, relax. He's like, what am I gonna do? Work is all I know. What am I gonna do?
Leave them alone. You know what I mean? Because when I was in school at college, I worked at a warehouse called Grocery Supply. I know Ted, but like the guy who owned it was like mid 80s.
Oh,
and he was like, and the person who was doing the orientation was like, he won't retire because he believes if he retires, he'll die. He works. I mean, he ran the company good. They sold the company. I guess he died because my brother-in-law worked for the company that bought them. And so, yeah, I don't see why not, man. I think these dudes are cool. There's the guy that you were talking about, Sick, the sniper guy. Like he's talking junk. He's talking real recon talk. Like
he's talking real recon talk. He really is.
And like what these guys don't understand is that these games are based off of real exercises and real like war things. And that's why a lot of people say they're basically training these kids to be immune to shooting and going into the military is basically a military trainer, is what a lot of people, who are against the game are saying. But when you get old, I mean, the only thing that would be able to stop me is physically. If my hands are cramped, I can't push the buttons, I can't see. I got cataracts.
You got a controller for that.
So really like I'm pretty sure they, especially Microsoft, they got a controller for everybody. Yeah. They probably got a controller for blind people.
There you go.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
That'd be some shit, dude. Some
Right?
blind person kicked your ass in some shooter game.
In a shooter game, man. In the RTS, maybe, or I don't know. I don't know, man. It would have to be a genre where they're adept at that, like chess or something. But man, if I got vision and they don't, and I lose anyway, man, I'm gonna feel some type of way. I'm not gonna lie, man. And I ain't trying to front to nobody who got disabilities, man. I know quite a few people, but I mean, if you got this disability and our skills are otherwise even, and you whip my ass, despite that, bruh, I'm gonna have a problem with that. Just saying, bro. But hey, good games, good. Hey, GG, bro, GG. That's all I can ever say.
Here's one thing that the guy said in the article when he added that he loves to stream because he wants to leave something behind. Dude, that I can relate because these videos are gonna be out here until who knows when. It's gonna outlive me, right? And my son knows I got this channel, and he can always look back and like, look at my dad, when he gets older. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a younger dude said to me, like 10 years younger than me, right? He said, man, when we're all old, man, we're gonna be all covered in tattoos and stuff. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, maybe you, because I don't do that shit. But I don't, I ain't got no issues with nobody putting tattoos all over their body, and it definitely is a more common thing than it ever was before. Indeed. So I get the overall point he's making, right? But yeah, man, hey, it is what it is, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. When you're older and you can do what you want in terms of it's like entertaining yourself, and you put in your work in life. You know what I'm saying? Or you paid your dues and stuff. So you get to sit back and enjoy.
Dues. All right. Next one up is your realm, Sick. The PC,
which one is this?
PC mod for God of War, Ragnorok, removing the PSN account requirement. They should have learned from Helldivers.
Yes,
should have been
they should
a
have,
huge
right?
indicator that nobody wants that crap, right? What, especially, I mean, okay, for Helldivers, I kind of understand because it's a multiplayer game, but this is a straight up single player, has no online capabilities whatsoever, and they're making you sign into a PSN account. It's not required, right? I thought when you sent me this, I thought Sony backed out again and not requiring it. But then I clicked on the thing, on the link, and read the article. Like, dude, some mod came up. I mean, some guy came up with a mod and removed it. And he put it out there for everybody to have, so which is good.
Yep.
So,
but then they had to force the mod down. But the game was already piratable even before the mod was up. It's out there. It's out there. I've seen it. It's out there, right? And so just like I explained to you before, hey man, don't cross the PC community, because they're gonna win the game. Yeah. So as I'm sure Willis would explain, it's all about the MAUs for Sony, because there's no benefit, right? To log into a PSN account for this game. It's not like it's giving you cross saves or nothing.
No,
right? I confirm.
That's what I've been saying too. It's like,
right. If it did that, if it served some sort of purpose, sure, but it doesn't, right? So it's just about the MAUs, the monthly active users for PSN. They're trying to, inflate their numbers.
It's such a lazy, cheap way to do it. Is to
a lazy, cheap way to do it, no benefit to the end user.
Right.
And so the PC heads ain't with that at all. And like I've explained many times before, don't cross the PC community. They will make you suffer. Either you bow down, or they're gonna steal your game. Either way, you lose it.
Yeah. And
the PC gamer, and I'm saying that with the utmost piss and vinegar, but it just is what it is. Everybody knows.
Sony doesn't
right?
understand that.
Oh, but they're gonna learn the hard way though.
That their game is not the only game out there. There's so many games on the PC that they can do without God of War, and they don't care.
Until it comes out the way they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's cheap enough where it's worth it to them. Finally to mess with it.
They won't pay the full price.
It's one way or the other.
They're gonna pirate it, or just wait
for
massive discount.
Right. So it is what it is. Right. We discussed that last time. And that's what's happening now. Right. They tried to talk all this jank. Right.
Yeah.
And they try to, and it's like, God damn, Sony, you not learning your lesson? You're not winning behind it. At least all they had to do though, right, was have to have the cross saves like Xbox lets you play anywhere. Okay, myself and Realist, we talk about all the time. Me especially, right?
Yep.
I'm looking for the Xbox Play Anywhere support for games. Right? I want to buy that version. Right. I want to buy that version. Right? Because it has the cross saves and cross progression and all of that. Right? But Sony don't got that. They just want my name in the list. And they could factually say that they got how many million users.
Yeah.
But what the hell am I getting out of it? Nothing. So F them. That's what it is. It's that black and white simple. So, hey man, hey Sony, keep doing the ignorant crap you doing, and you see how it's gonna make you suffer. Because the PC gamer gonna win in the end. They can pirate it already, even before this mod was out.
There's one comment. Sony keeps trying to pad those PSN account numbers to show off to investors, but it keeps backfiring. Why can't they just be happy with sales figures?
Yeah, they can't be because they are behind all this other crap instead. It's just like I said. And everybody knows what it is too. Particularly the PC gamers. They know what they're talking about. They're educated on the subject. You're not going to pull the wool over their eyes. And like I say, I'm saying this with all the piss and vinegar because we know what it is, right? It's that black and white. Fuck with us, we crushing you. We're going to get our way.
Here's another
so
one.
Just give in and make this money.
F the PSN account requirement.
Yeah.
It's not available in large number of countries.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's another issue. That's another argument against it. But I mean, Xbox fans think I'm taking up for Sony, but
right,
they're not doing anything that nobody else is doing, right?
Right.
If they're going to surrender the console, which they're going to have to do eventually, they need people that are tied into what they do and how they want to do it. They're no different than Nintendo, Microsoft, Ubisoft, right? They all want you. You think they prefer to give Steam 70% on an open platform? No. So if PlayStation gets you to, well, they all are, because Steam doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And then even at that point, you'll be waiting 30 years for kids to get older. Because if you look at the big platform games, your Minecraft, your Fortnite, your what's another one? Well, hell, all of those are epic. The people.
Oh, you mean what's the one that's in the Titanfall universe? Search for the A.
Titanfall?
No, it's in the Titanfall universe.
Oh, Apex.
Apex,
Apex.
Right. Yes.
But see, even that's on Steam. But don't you think that EA would prefer to have it under theirs? So that's what Sony's looking at.
And they tried in the past, and it blew up in their face. So,
but see, that's all they're trying to do. And so, PlayStation is eventually the console will fall. And we need to. I mean, if you remember the Insomniac leak, they need to build a PC presence. And so, if you don't have a PC presence and you have to depend on somebody else for your PC presence, you already don't own the console that you have right now, and so now you're becoming what you expected everybody else to be content with. And that is putting IP out there and not getting 100% and supporting another person's platform. So these are the things that they're trying to be forward thinking about. But for whatever reason, I don't know, because we've got Ubisoft launchers, EA launchers, Epic launchers, we've got every other launcher, because even though they are purchased through Steam, they still require the other launcher to kick off.
Right.
Before the game starts. But when it comes to PlayStation, I think it's not again. This is where we take a stand, because maybe even if it's another publisher that comes along and tries to start a launcher, because if you look at what Xbox did, they got rid of the Bethesda launcher, right? Because if you look at Rockstar's not going to be on Steam day one. They're going to be on PC day one.
Right.
There's certain games that don't need Steam. Diablo didn't need Steam until later on. They had already broke all the records before they went to Steam. There's certain games that come along, Call of Duty, but it's like Call of Duty needs more players. So then they say, okay, we're going to put them. But see, that was a Microsoft thing. We're going to start putting these games over there day one. Where I think Microsoft sees, you know what, Gabe is our pal now, and eventually it's going to be ours anyway. So come one, come all to Steam. You know what I
Right.
mean? But PlayStation just doesn't want. They just want to be in control,
Yep.
and I can't fault them for that. You know,
No,
I'm
no,
always
no, we
I'm
understand.
taking this. I'm taking the side of these publishers when it comes to Steam, man. When it comes to PlayStation, when it comes to Xbox, you know, because they're a big reason why the game costs are going up and why physical costs just as much as digital. I mean, digital costs as much as physical. You know what I mean? I read the email from Sweeney to Newell when he was like, "This 30% is killing us." You know what I mean? We have several partners that use our engine, and if you notice, Unreal is pretty friendly. Like they get to do a lot for free before they have to actually start paying Epic for using the engine. Why? Because they can't afford to even put the game out. So everybody's being squeezed, and Gabe is just like, "Whatever, man. That's y'all's problem, not mine. You want a Kleenex or whatever he said. You want a piece of tissue. You know what I mean? He's not hearing any of that. And honestly, I mean that's what they do. They don't make a lot of games. They don't sell a lot of hardware. They have a loyal fan following. And
Yeah,
so PlayStation sees the future, and the future is them being what everybody else is to them, and they don't want it.
they
But I
don't
don't
want it.
understand. I don't understand the rebellion against PSN, um, because we got everybody else's launchers. Uh,
You know what it is?
but
Because
no,
ironically, the PlayStation situation isn't even that bad. It's not even like it's another launcher. It's built into the game, so it's not another launcher. But it's the whole privacy thing. It's like the end. It's what I said before. The end user gets no benefit. That's not even any of the cloud states or none of that other stuff, right? The Xbox has, or Steam has, right? Like there's none of those benefits. If it was at least that, then cool. If it was optional, then cool, right? But it's not. It's forced for no benefit, right? And it's for their benefit and not mine. So the PC game is like, fuck you. It's that simple. That's simple.
you get a free outfit.
Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. And they have no reason to care. Like, listen,
I
it's
know.
our way or the highway. And I know you
Yeah.
understand, but I'm just saying.
I,
They
I
can
get
stand
it,
on it
man.
like that, like they don't stink because they can,
Yeah.
because they're in the right, and it's that simple. They don't have to understand or care what the opposing side thinks. It's that simple to them.
I don't
It
think
is
that
what
they
it is.
think that they're special, like a lot of people saying. I don't think that they think their games are gold, like a lot of
No,
people
they don't
saying.
think that.
I think that they know they aren't. But if we're gonna put them over there, we need to have some type of control over them.
Mm-hmm.
This is why a lot of companies are afraid to put their games over there, but they have to, right?
They do.
Because just like you said, oh, they pirated it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They cracked these games in 24 hours,
No, less than immediately after it's up. And here's the thing about it too.
within
Like
24 hours. Then
Steam has largely compared to the way it used to be, eliminated the piracy. Those same folks who used to pirate left and right, they just get it on Steam, and or they'll at least wait until it's keeping up, and don't pirate it at all, right? Some people will pirate because they want that offline version or whatever, right? The archive version or whatever excuse they put in their head, or if they're just young, they just don't have the resources, so they're gonna pirate anyway, and you know, these publishers have to
But
understand
it's
that
also nice
they were
that their application, the Steam download,
right.
is just
Right, but on top,
it has everything there. It's just
it
there.
has everything. They've put in the work to pat
I
everything.
mean,
But
I
I'm saying
saw
about the
Really's
younger,
collection, and like he had it all categorized and everything. It's like,
yeah,
damn.
I didn't even do all of that. I haven't done all of that. I just put the install. I just have a section with the install games
Yeah.
and then everything else, right? And then I have it set to, you know, when I start on Steam, it goes right into the library instead of being in the store, because they have that option to pick that, right? But I don't put it in categories like he does, right? But like the younger kids, like I was trying to say, the younger kids don't have money, so they'll like excuse away whatever, however they want the piracy, because they can't afford it anyway, right? They're not going to pay for it anyway. They don't have the funds to do so, right? But when they're older and they can, and it's easy, then they'll pay for it, and then they do. So largely, PC piracy is like a tenth of what it used to be because of that, right? It used to be rampant. Okay, all three of us know about that. It used to be rampant. Like I just got
Arr.
Contra. I just got Contra yesterday because it's $20, right? RoboCop is $20. I didn't pick up RoboCop, but I picked up Iron Meat today. It just launched today, $18, right? And because it's supposed to be $20 game, but because it's within that little launch window, they took $2 off. Steam does that all the time, right? There's no reason to pirate when it's that cheap, right? But I picked up what did I say besides Iron Meat? Some other game, right? I've been waiting on, right? I picked out Contra, but I had the pirate version. I didn't really mess with it at all. I played it the one time to see if it worked, right? And as soon as I purchased it yesterday or the day before, I deleted the installer of the pirate version. I still have the installer, right? So that way I could have an offline version, right? For prosperity's sake. But at this point now, I paid for the game at a price that I thought was fair. If there was no piracy at all, there was nothing I could have done, right? I just would have waited till it was $20 anyway, right? That's how I would have did it anyway. So in the end, it doesn't really matter. It's my way or the highway. F you, one way or another. That just is what it is. And it's not just no excuses and shit. It's just a real, as an adult, I can say that now. But as a kid, I would make excuses for it, right? And then pirate it anyway. Oh, I need this, and I don't have the money for it. So be it. Yeah, really.
No, I was just saying that's what I was going to tell you, man. Like I've been buying more games from GOG for those reasons. Especially, when you use the handheld and you don't have it connected to the internet at the moment, like it just boots right up.
Right, the offline.
So and then a lot of these games are moving over there. Like it's about to be not so good old game. It's because good old games literally is good old games, and it's about to be not so much good old games because a lot of these newer games are going over there. They're coming over there sooner.
Yes,
and
love to see
I think that's a good thing, especially with a lot more of these handheld devices coming out, not just from ROG or Lenovo. You got a lot of these Chinese companies bringing them out. You got a lot of these PCs out there. But at the end of the day, you still have to download it at some point. But I just like the fact that you don't need the internet to play the games over there, and you can play like old versions of games.
And on top, they give you the install. You go to your website after you purchase a game to download the install files, like to keep in your archive. Where you don't need GOG at all. You have the installer, right? To go and install the game whenever you want. I did that for Project Wingman, right? Like when I kickstarted the game, at first I was planning to get a GOG version, right? But eventually I bought the Steam version, and then I bought it on GOG, right? And then I went to the on the GOG website on my account, right? And I downloaded the installer, right? I have the installers archived on my drive. I bring it over to an M disk, right? That could last a long time, but I got multiple hard drives I get for cheap, right? I've archived it away. I'm good one way or another, right? But GOG affords me that. Steam does not. But Steam and GOG will let me re-download any game I bought anytime I want, just like the consoles do. It doesn't matter if I'm paying for the service or not. And so that's what it is. Like, it's more convenient for those guys who want physical media. Like we'll talk about the Square stuff with Xbox next, I assume, right? You got the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters 1 to 6, right? Now it doesn't matter to me, although if it was available, I would have picked up the disc with all 6 games, right? Except I'm saddened for my brethren out there, my sister out there who mess with the physical copies, like Games Hero, right? Although a dude like him should already have it on the Switch, right? The whole collection on the Switch. But I'm saying, right? It doesn't exist on disc right now for Xbox, that whole collection. It should, right? I would pick that up even if I bought the digital version, which I haven't yet, right? Which I plan to, even though I have like the key games that I wanted on Steam of the first 6. Like I'm gonna buy them all 6 on Xbox on principle to support the fact that they finally did, to show, hey Square Enix, you made the right decision by supporting Xbox finally, and you won't regret it, right? I support the situation with my money, right? And also to atone, for them younger days when I had no money, when I was pirating everything, right? Even if I won't play the game, like I did with Valkyrie Profile on Steam, because Sega said, hey, if this does well, we'll do more PC games, and indeed it did well. When I did my part on that, right? I pre-ordered it even, and I've never played or even installed it, but Sega puts their games on PC nowadays, and so I benefit off of that because they were true to their word, right? Because as a gamer, I was true to my word that hey, I want that, and they should have it on PC, and indeed they did. I support it. That's how that works. It's a symbiotic relationship, right? Like these publishers and the gamers. It's supposed to be like that, and that's the best form of that. But 9 times out of 10, that's not how it is. So hey, as an adult, I make that conscious decision, and others like Realist and myself and yourself, Tech, that's what we do, right? So I mean, it is what it is.
Yep. So hopefully the fans they do their part to support it. If they were, they were demanding these type of games to be on the console, well, it's here now.
Yeah.
So
go support like you said you were gonna.
Yeah, exactly. And so, or are they gonna come up with some other excuse like, well, it took him so long, now I'm not gonna buy him. It's like,
right.
This defeats the purpose.
Yep. Exactly.
What ifs?
What ifs?
So you sent me this link that I'm about to show, which I already saw it, but after watching reading the information and watching a video of it, well, it's a promotional video, so of course they're gonna make it look better than what it is. But I do want that Insta 360 link too.
Yes, myself as well.
I want it. And I almost
now the thing about it, it's on a gimbal. You almost did?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're that type of dude, man. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually not surprised that you say that now.
No,
right?
Because
they have a tripod bundle. They have a tripod bundle for $30 more. Oh yeah, wow, I might get that when I get it.
The tripod is just a basic tripod.
I don't have a tripod at all, so for me that would be useful. But the main reason I want it besides the gimbal is the fact that it could look facing down. So if I'm doing an unboxing, right, I could have one camera that does it all. It's a high quality camera. But yeah, please continue.
So I like the camera that I'm using now through their stream. It's a GoPro. It's a GoPro 8. It's an older one. I got it on purpose because this is all I want to use it for. As like for people that watch through this, it looks good. It's nice and clear. Everything is just like it looks nice. It has a wide angle because it's a GoPro, so you get to see a lot more of the room. Not that I want you to see like all the room, but this is what you get when you use a GoPro, a lens.
Right.
You sent me this, and I'm like, ooh, damn, this thing is nice.
Just dropped.
And I was expecting $300-$400 because the Insta360 are not cheap. Their stuff is
no, they're not.
Oh, and then going back to my camera, I go through my GoPro, and I don't use a regular like the Logitech C920. I think it's the popular one, and I have that.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
And that's what I started with in the past, but the colors are just not there, right?
Not as good.
It's not as good. The GoPro, at least with some lighting that I have here, it looks more saturated because it's GoPro again, right? It's known for its saturation of the colors. That's why you see the greens and the orange look really good in the camera. This one, this Insta360, for $200 and what it does, it's freaking good, especially with that gimbal that it has, right?
Yes.
Not that I move around a lot here, but it's
helpful.
It helps. It's nice.
It's helpful.
And
or if you don't need the gimbal, you can get the version without.
Right. And then
the 2C.
And having all the AI stuff and all the fancy stuff it has in it, dude. I'm like, I don't get sold easily on the marketing stuff because I know it's just marketing people trying to influence you. But I think this one really did sell me on
Actually is. Yeah. When they're marketing it, they're marketing the truth because they know this shit don't stink.
No.
And it's the second one. The first one was
already,
great.
Like their little miniature camera and their 360 camera. I know they make great products. So
right. They done proven their track record, right?
They've already proven it to me with two different action cameras, so I know it's like, okay, this is legit. I gotta try this out because I've always been willing to try to buy another webcam, whether it's the Razer one that has some nice features on it,
right?
There's some other one I can't think of the top of my head, I've been wanting to pay like a good amount of money, like $200 or so, for a good camera that can do a lot more than what I have right now with the GoPro or my old Logitech. I just never bought them. Man, I'm glad I waited because I may buy this one this week. You know? 'Cause it's, yeah, I'm so like, look badass. I love it.
I forget to send you the link. Well, actually, I did before. You remember the link with the tablet for Gizmo China or whatever? Could you put that up? That's the next device that I want to talk about. I realized now I had already sent you that, so I need to send you a second time.
Where is
it? In the Twitch chat between three of us.
MetaQuest?
Okay, the second link. No. Gizmo China. The second link about the tablet, not the first one. The second one, where it says 165 hertz.
I don't have that.
Scroll up. You'll see
Let's see our history ones, which is our
2:21 your time. I said, even better, I want to get this for my birthday.
Oh, you're talking about Twitter?
Yeah, on Twitter, in the
I'm
Twitter
looking
DMs.
in our chat for,
No, in the Twitter DMs.
I got the MetaQuest, and then I got the Legion gaming tablet. You said, right?
Yeah, the second link that I sent you where it says 165 hertz in the description.
Put it right.
The Gen 3. Yeah. Okay, so we've spoken on this tablet before, the current version, but they're about to update for this year. The Lenovo Y700, right? Is the current name of it. I think they're on the second version. And it's the third version where they have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and this was what I was waiting on because I could have replaced my old Huawei tablet with the current version of this, right? But the version I did not, but the reason I did not was because I need AV1 decoding. AV1 is like the newer encryption, encoding, video encoding I have to use on YouTube and other things, right? I have a lot of content in AV1, and in fact, with my video card, I re-encode a lot of stuff that I have into AV1. So it's the same quality, but a better compression. So the file size is more. So I want a tablet that can support all of that, right? And so that depends on the chip being upgraded to support that, right? And the last version of their tablet was 144 hertz. This one is 165. Now the 165 doesn't really matter to me. Even the 144. Once it's 120, that's enough for me. But it's got the decoding of what I want. It's a mini tablet. It's not a full size tablet, right? And so I could put it on that controller we talked about last week, right? Or you call the Absolute. There's 2 days left to the Kickstarter with that.
Yep. I
guess I'm gonna miss that. I'll probably get it next week instead, afterwards, right? But yeah, I'll slap that onto that. It all supports all the formats and stuff that I want. High refresh rate, up to date screen, and all of that. Compared to the Huawei that I've had since 2018, I think it was back when I bought it.
Good devices.
Oh yeah, that Huawei was great, but the government is blocking them and stuff. They're not allowed to sell here, so I had to look for an alternative. And the Y700 from Lenovo has been looking great for a while. I just needed the AV1 decoding, and they're finally about to have that. It's supposed to launch on the 29th in China. That probably means I have to go buy it from AliExpress or whatever. But I'll wait a month or so.
Did you see their triple fold phone?
Oh yeah, we've been talking about that privately. Oh my God! See, now there you go. I mean,
it's crazy.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a thing of beauty right there. But getting back to this, it's just like, hey man, it's everything I want. It's a mini. I don't need the big size one because I got an iPad.
You need an ultra like Realist has.
In terms of a tablet, in terms of CPU, I think that's the same chip that's in the current Ultra. Although the Ultra itself is about to get updated as well, because this is the most recent version of the Snapdragon. Right, but in terms of like the phone, like you just bought a 24 Ultra. Pause. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
you just bought the 24 Ultra.
That's a phone. I'm talking about the tablet.
Right. So like the big tablets, right? The ultra size ones. Oh, my brother liked.
Yeah, because the tablet.
Ones. Yeah.
Well, they don't. They don't make them in 5G, but like you have the Tab, which is the one I think you have too, Tech. But then you
Right.
have the Ultra, and the Ultra I think is 14 inches. Man,
Yes.
I wish they made them
Huge.
with 5G because I would get one. But they had one. They had one 3 times the size of that. It was like 20 inches. You remember that one, Tech?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, my brother was nuts
Look it
about
up
those big
because
things. Yes.
there was a time, man, where Samsung was like, look at me, and they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
trying really hard,
Yes.
and none of it worked, and it just stopped. So they had one, bro. It was the size of like man, I want to say 20 inches. It was the
Mm-hmm.
size of a car, an end table. It was huge,
Or if you look at the
and then
Tesla, those big tablets that they have, or like big tablet looking devices that they have. Oh,
well,
right there in the
bigger
middle.
than that.
Yeah. Yeah, bigger than that even. Yep.
It was
You're right.
as big as a TV, bro. And
Yes.
so they used to try. I mean, call it innovation, call it whatever, but they used to try to get the consumer's attention, and then it got to a spot to
Competition.
where they just settled in like Apple, and like they're gonna be content to keep making ultras and then lightweight versions of those phones. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having an ultra, but they only come in Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Otherwise, it'd be like
I
$5,000
guess.
with them.
I thought they stopped making the ultra size ones though, like a couple years ago. They still make them?
Well, I saw it last year, but like it could have been. I don't know because what is it? The past 2 years, I've noticed that they still make them. They just don't have them in 5G. So I can't. I need one with 5G. But yeah. I was asking y'all. I didn't know I was on mute. How much is that trifold?
It was like
Because if the
$2,000
regular folds are 2,000. Nah, bro, because everybody else is just regular one-time fold is 2,000. That one got to be at least 25, maybe 23.
I want to say 28, but that's just off the top of my head. That maybe I remember that. I could be flat wrong.
Well, honestly, I mean, what are you gonna do with that, man? It's just like one time was good enough. You know what I mean? Just one fold.
So there's 3 prices that I'm seeing here, and it's in yuan. Okay, this one's converted to 2,800. It's
Yeah.
near
Oh, so it is 2800.
$3,000.
Okay, I got that right.
Pretty much
Wow.
$3,000. Yeah.
And so, stick Huawei still can't sell phones over here.
No, they can't.
No, they
So what
can't
about
sell
like
anything.
so what about like Oppo and all those other Chinese phones?
Like iPhone?
Oppo, I don't think is an issue. I think it's Huawei.
Yeah, well, I know Huawei was one of them, but I thought it was because something with like security in China.
Yeah, right.
China.
Right. Yeah.
China.
Yeah,
That old China
my
thing.
first Android was a Huawei Mate 9, dude. I loved that phone. That was the
Yeah, my mini tablet is a Huawei. I love it. It's just that I can't support them anymore because they're not making any because they're not sell here, and so I have to look for alternative. And boom, I found the Lenovo.
My first Android was the HTC Evo.
Mm.
You remember that was that?
I remember HTCs. Yeah, I don't know about the Evo.
Well, of course. And HTC was a threat. So Apple pretty much sued them into oblivion, and now they can't do business. They can't really afford to conduct business because of how much money they got to pay Apple. But I think it was like an M9. That thing was better. It was just as good, if not better. I guess it just depends on if you're an Apple person. But that M9 or whatever it was called, man, that thing was nice. But they had to pay Apple so much per unit they sold that they just say, you know what, the heck with it. And the things this is why, like, at first I was like, man, Nintendo's gonna lose. But you know what, man? It's always, who's got the best legal team. And Nintendo's been sitting around waiting, biding their time.
Plotting and
Because
scheming.
because even Pocket Pair, they were like letting their nuts hang. You know what I mean? Like, well, if they were gonna do it, they would have done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've been showing this off for 2 years, and Nintendo never said anything. Yeah, but see, they're a threat now, and now you look at Nintendo. And if you look at the stuff that Nintendo can sue them for, it's like, wow, okay. Like, I didn't know that they had a patent on catching monsters in balls.
Well, they just made that about a year ago, though. That's the funny thing about it. They just made that about a year ago.
Yeah, so even though they're called pal spheres, you can't catch monsters in balls. And
Even though
then
they make them
like,
and all after
Can you
that,
catch them in
even though there was
cubes?
prior art.
huh?
Can you catch them in
Well,
cubes?
maybe they should get on that. And
Hmm.
then once you do, and then once you get, and then once you
That's for
catch
free,
it in
guys.
the,
That's for free, studio. That's for free. I won't charge you for that one.
and then once you catch them in the cube, uh, it can't shake 3 times.
Well, you know what? We'll let it shake 4 times. Huh?
Mm.
To me, I said that was an easy fix. You know what I mean? Because it can only shake, it can't shake 3 times. And there's some other like stupid things that they're within their rights to sue about. And I'm like, wow, man, that's crazy.
All right. I'm going to give something for realist because I know he wanted to get into Ubisoft. And I don't know what he wants to talk about, but we got this one.
No, I just
And the delay.
well, I
And
don't care about that stuff. I just know that it's a topic of discussion.
Definitely a topic of discussion. So I mean, I'm not too educated on the situation, but what I'll just tell you the limited things that I know and maybe you could extrapolate, bro. So I know Assassin's Creed when they first announced this game, right? Even though it takes place in Japan in a time period that I think predates any of the other previous games. Number one, which I just realized I think yesterday. I think I could be wrong there, but I doubt I am. But also, with the whole race thing with Yasuke, blah blah blah, and all of that, right? But now, you know how it is when you repeat certain crap all the time. People who didn't believe it at first, they start to believe it, and the anti-woke narrative, blah blah blah, this and that, yada yada. But meanwhile, it seems just like Ubisoft is just delaying the game because they feel it needs some more time in the oven. That was my overall perception of my limited look at the situation. But yeah, really, let's break that down for us, bro.
Nothing to break down, man. It's all going to be opinion because the only thing we have is what Ubisoft tells us. And Ubisoft said they need to delay it for polish. When I first saw the game, I said the game needs to go back in the oven. And then people were like, "Oh, that's alpha." It's like they shouldn't have showed it off that way. They should have waited to show it up because it didn't look good. And you're not supposed to compare one thing to another thing. Because whatever that thing is, that's just what it is. But after Ghost, you got to bring your A game. You know what I mean? Because they stole the Ubisoft formula. Yeah, it's basically an Assassin's Creed game in Japan, which is what everybody was saying. But Sucker Punch brought the A game.
They did it
but,
first, right?
The main reason that people are complaining is because the dude is black.
Yes.
Right? And my problem with people complaining about like race swapping or whatever swapping is
it's not a swap because
Japanese.
it's about a black guy, right?
Well, they say he should be Japanese, right? But that was my point. Is at least this dude was actually there. They didn't just create some random guy to be there.
And it's the first character that's like a main character. Oh, which I don't even think he's the initial main character you get. I think it's actually the female is the first character you play as, and you find them later. Oh, but either way, this is the first character in the franchise that's actually a real person that actually existed. They've never done that before, even. So doubly hypocritical for these people to be saying this crap. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because the real reason why they're upset.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like Japanese people are scared to put Japanese people in their own anime.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They don't even they whitewash, like they've been complaining about whitewashing this whole time. So then you get this group of white people, and now you got black people joining in with them. Yeah, now look, I don't like the race swapping, right? I don't like it when they inject people where they don't belong. When they made the little black girl in God of War, I was like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
because
I hear you. Me too.
Because that's Norse mythology, and like I told y'all before, my boy Sean, he's an Odinist, and he used to be AB, and there's no black people involved in that. So like, just leave us, just leave whoever out that wasn't there. You know, with this Assassin's Creed, I think they need more polish, more than like any type of backlash. Because the thing is, people complain about these games, and then they still get out and they sell a million units. You know, within 24 hours. It's crazy. So like, people are saying, "Oh, God of War is not selling on PC because it was woke." Like this whole woke, this like it's just hot content, right? So like everybody is making this type of content, right? But no, I don't know anything about Assassin's Creed because it's all about opinion right now. I think that they do need to put it back in the oven. They might need to touch up some things because I don't think I sent it to y'all, but there was a video of the Assassin's Creed director. He was like, when we made the game, we wanted to make a game fun first and respect Japanese culture, not make a game that was historically accurate. You know, this is not like Age of Empires.
They've always said in their games they've never been historically accurate.
Right.
They never.
They've always said.
This is the first time they put a real character that actually existed as a person in the real world. They've never done that before this.
You know, every time you boot up the game, it'll say something about this is not accurate, yada yada yada, whatever language they use, right?
Oh
and
yeah,
I'm sorry because I was gonna say
no. I was just like, oh yeah, because there is like this little disclaimer when you start the game.
It's always there. Yeah.
Right, but what I was gonna say was ever since the second one, they put a lot of side content to educate you on the real setting and stuff, right? A lot of historical stuff. I think they did in response to all the backlash that they had gotten back then.
And what they do also,
with the first,
I mean, some people forget. I mean, I don't know how you can forget this. It's like they'll put, not as a player or anything like that, just a character that may influence your character or help your character, is a person like Leonardo.
Yes,
he was in
a real person,
right? He was a real person, but you
Leonardo
can't
da
with
Vinci,
him other than he will help you. But he does his inventions and everything's brought up. What he did back then, right? And that's pretty much it. So, but all the everything else that's happening in the game, they've already told you. Yeah, it's not accurate. It's a game, pretty much. You may see some characters that may be from the past, like Leonardo, but any actions or things that happen in the game is fictional.
Right. And the fact that they even have to put a disclaimer, because how many movies, right, use, real life people, but they make it, a drama about or whatever that's highly inaccurate, and it will say, and it might say,
good doing that. Like he'll take something that's accurate and make it like embellish with just some craziness. Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Like, any similarities are purely coincidental.
Yes.
Right. I mean,
but
meanwhile, like they did with Bruce Lee,
anybody, a director or a game developer has to put them like, you telling me you're not smart enough, or have the common sense to know, like,
it's just a common sense thing. Yes, it's not even a smart thing.
That everything you have in the game is a game. It's not accurate.
Really? Oh no! Oh no!
My mind is blown.
My worldview, everything I thought I knew, right down the toilet. Oh no!
People are just...
Yes, really, and so gullible to fall into that stuff because they didn't feel one way or another until they see, some grifter out there, right? I saw there's this one guy, the Birdman, right? He does videos about this one guy who does like, I forget his name, but basically he does reviews of movies, but they're highly inaccurate, right? I wish I remember this dude's name. Basically, well, look it up. What happens is this dude will do like criticism type reviews about a movie, but it's based on beefs that are completely wrong, and then you come to find out that he's editing like his review to say some dumb shit that he knows isn't true, because if you look in the video, and he'll show it every time, right? That's not how it even went in the movie. And if he had let the scene play out like 2 seconds longer, you'll see what it is, right? So the Birdman, he recently did a video about the critical drinker, and he shows this one movie where Batista, the ex-wrestler Batista, right? And he makes it seem like it's some kind of way, and it's muted, right? There's no sound, right? But there's a scene where he's spying on his wife through a window who's having sex with another dude because she's cheating on him, right? But he'll play the scene with no audio, so there was a dude behind him in the tree, looking at him, and he tried to portray it like it was one type of way. But if you play this scene with the audio, you actually see there were two people looking, right? And the sound and the reason it's muted is
a certain way,
right? And if you play the real scene, not only do we hear a sound where a twig got broken, a twig got broken by the second person, right? Who then promptly ran away, and then Batista's character, he looks back, right? And like the both of them had ducked behind the tree already. The first person had already left. That's why they broke the tree. It was a woman, a black one, right? Oh. And it's all race baiting, all types of stuff like that, right? Like, I found the Birdman. I'll tell you who he's talking about. You watch Cinnamon Sins, right? Okay, that's the channel I'm talking about, right? He's always making like everything wrong with XYZ movie, but the things he's complaining about, they make no sense. So if you watch the Birdman, I'll paste the link in here in Discord for you in the chat, or right after the quest link, right? And so he breaks that down. He breaks it down like the dude did that on purpose. He edited it on purpose just to grift, right? And so but most people haven't seen the movie or don't even know the context of what he's talking about.
They're taking it at face value.
Believe it, right? They'll take it at face value because you see the scene, right, with no sound, and you won't realize that he's lying to you. So I'll go to videos. I think his most recent video might be that. Okay, so right down there, for the critical drinker, go back. The critical grifter, right? He calls him the critical grifter because he's grifting folks the whole time. He's saying all these, and it's all types of race bait type of stuff. I'm seeing Fratanga plays do that. All types of dudes are doing this stuff, right? Where it's based on, and with God like Fratanga, it's sort of based on truth, right? But they extrapolate it out super far, right? And I think that's what's been happening to Assassin's Creed, to bring it back around to the subject, right? That's what's going on. And so you got to watch out with these grifters, man. They're dishonest and disreputable to a T. You got to know what you're talking about, or even what they're talking about, because they will lie to you with some facts, but it's presented to you in a way where you won't understand what's really going on, and they want you to believe one thing when the truth is actually quite the opposite. And so that's how it goes down. So it's the same thing with Assassin's Creed. I guarantee you, man. Ubisoft, just like Rilla said, he felt like it needed more time in the oven. I believe Ubisoft at their word, man, because they're at a point now they can't be releasing their games messed up, man. They need their games to knock out the park, so that's what they're doing. That's simple.
And plus, after Star Wars Outlaws, they need the perfect setup.
Right.
I think you're gonna see a better market, not a better, but a more aggressive marketing blitz. You're gonna see them show the game off in a better light. You're gonna see them show off everything where people can't complain about it. Right. And then because you see that they've already moved to Steam, they've already been in bed with Epic. They're gonna set the game up to have the best opportunity to succeed out there. I don't see them, because Fink's been having this set up already, right? Just like, oh man, they got loud as soon as I start talking. But just like Assassin's Creed. Well, not Assassin's Creed, Ghost of Tokyo or whatever it's called.
Right.
We know why they picked a woman. The same, and it's no.
Tell me why.
DEI.
All right.
Yeah, it is that DEI. Right, it actually is DEI. Right. Although there's women out there who did something like this character did, but they chose a woman on purpose. Clearly, yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same reason why they picked Yasuke. It could have been anybody. It could have been what's the Chosen? Like the dude from Karate Kid. Could have been
Right.
anybody. But they found a way to put a black person in Japan.
Right.
Right? But the thing that I have a problem with is that people have a problem with that.
Right.
It's like
He's actually
they,
real.
they're covering their bases. Right? Fink has all these people in line. Everybody from Microsoft all the way down. This is why you're getting all these different characters. It is what it is. But at least that guy was there.
Yeah.
Now we got Ghost of Yotai,
Deniability, basically.
whatever it's called. Ghost of Yokai, that's what I'm gonna call it. I thought that was a ghost. But we got Ghost of Yokai,
Right.
and then a woman samurai. Like, so are they gonna cry about that? Are they gonna riot in the streets about that? No.
They already started.
It's like people. Yeah, you got people talking, but it's nothing like what's going on. Like you got several channels
Right.
dedicated
Not the same
to
level,
to nitpicking Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh, this Tory gate, this is sacrilege. It's a Tory gate, man.
Yeah, Griffin.
Oh, this
Wait,
this God
I
said,
saw that. I saw that, and it was just weird because they were showing the real one, which is half broken or just half standing, right? And then they show the toy that it's the same thing, half there with the characters there. I'm like, what's the problem? It looks. I mean, they're not saying that's it, but at the same time, it doesn't look any different. So what's the problem?
basically
You can't. You can't.
they're gaining momentum,
Okay.
and so anything that they nitpick is already got traction, and they're gonna be like, yeah. Then everybody else, yeah. So it's just like more and more people complain, and people complain because they know they have support. It's like the Tory gate is there. It's half broken. Yeah, it happened, I think, for bombing. Honestly, I don't know why they would use that because samurais were around before the war, but they did. And look, kind of seems like they're unaware on some things. But going back to the characters and things like that, that's where it all started. Once they chose the black guy to be killing Japanese people, it's just like, I remember back in the day when Saddam Hussein was gassing where's he from? Saudi Arabians, Kuwaitians. When he was torturing, killing some, and the little boy was like, "We want U.S. out." It's like, but Saddam Hussein is killing. Are they Iraqis? I want to say they're Iraqis. He said it doesn't matter. He's Iraqi. So it's like then you have these people that are like, oh, you got a black man killing Japanese people. He would dare do that back then. You don't know what happened back then. Like,
right.
That's so little known about this guy. The only thing we know is that he's real. He existed. So maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. But at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a work of fantasy. You know what I mean? But yeah, there were no women samurais. I remember back in the day, I think it was it Call of Duty or Battlefield that had a woman on the corner cover. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah,
but man, they were.
It was the World War II.
It was Battlefield.
They were riding. They were riding.
Yeah. They were mad about
that. Yeah. The fake arm. They were riding. It's like, dude, like. I think that some of this stuff, dude, I'm day one on Veilguard.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like they're crying about that.
I just want to say one thing about the Battlefield that you just said, though.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, right. See, the issue with the Battlefield, because I had an issue with the Battlefield, right? And here's why. Because she was an amputee with a fake arm and all that shit. And meanwhile,
you're not gonna make a platoon with that.
There were real women who participated in the war. If that was the angle they were trying to go for, right? Just like with Yasuke, they could have used real people who really exist in the war to push that narrative, right? And it would have had, like a veil of authenticity. But instead, they had to do all this wild stuff. She's knocking people out with a cricket bat. Like, I get it's supposed to be fake and it's a game, but if you're going that length, you can go all the way and use countless real women who participated in the war, right? And that's my issue with it. But other than that, it is what it is. What you're saying, though.
think this was the cover for the game.
That's the one. That's the chick right there. I don't even think it was this one because it might have been Battlefield 1. But she had like a fake arm, and she would knock people out with a cricket bat.
This is the only
yeah,
one
she had. Yeah, she was an amputee with a fake arm, shit like that. But the fact that there were women fighting in the war is real. You know this for a fact. Like they could have put real women in there. And Battlefield 1 had a black man, right? And people tried to make some kind of drama about that, but we know black were in the Civil War and everything else, right? And the Revolutionary War and everything else, were the 1812, all of that, right? So there wasn't as much of a drama off of that, right? But still, they made drama over it. They did, though. Still.
Is this the one?
It was that game, I believe. I believe it was this game, though, because it wasn't just the black man. Although
it's so weird.
Maybe it was 5 with the woman, though.
It's so weird that I go through these times, like when this happened, and I remember the one with for the other cover, the Battlefield 5. And people trip out about these things. And I walk in through the room like, what's going on? They're like, man, we're pissed off about this cover with the woman, and that's not accurate.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
What's the problem? Well, because of the woman and this and that. I'm like, dude, how you care about the cover, man? Just play the game.
Right.
Oh, it's like I'm so oblivious to a lot of things. It's like, and I don't know,
man. Hey, man. Sometimes ignorance is just bliss, bro. Yeah. Real talk. But my issue was, like I said, there were real women, so put these real women in there. They don't have to do it like that. That's my issue with it. Not the fact that it was a woman.
They wanted a nurse,
right? They don't need a nurse on the cover. They will look like in Poland in World War II. There were women out there with the tanks and everything, bro, who fought like the Russian woman who was like a tank thing. She was like the goddess, and this was a real person, like bro. And in fact, like no, man, don't even disrespect it.
The Russian lady.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know what you're joking about. But this is a real woman who went out there, earned the money, right, to put together to buy her own tank. And then the name she gave her tank, right? It's a legendary name that Russians still use to this day when they name their tanks. Like a real person who really, fought in World War II against the Nazis and stuff. Nah, man. I mean, I know you're cracking jokes, but I'm trying to be serious about this right now. And hey, man, I get it, right? Like, but that's what I'm saying, right? If you're gonna do that, do it right. Don't be patronizing about it. And I think that's what these idiots think they mean. Yeah. But they're too ingrained and too racist to actually explain it that way, because for them it really is the racism aspect. As much as they want to claim all the other stuff they should be saying, they're just racist. That's what it really is. Really. I just want to make that point. Hopefully you still remember what you wanted to say.
Like, nope.
No, I forgot. But what did I say? I forgot. Bro. Oh no, I was just saying that Bellegarde is a day one for me, man. And you got people crying that you can add a trans scar or whatever.
Yeah, but that's,
you know what I mean?
That's a
choice,
though, right? It's not
a choice,
right?
It's a choice,
right?
And so that's the same, and that's the whole reason why I brought up
But it's through the character creation, correct?
Yeah, it's a choice. So what I'm saying is the whole reason why I brought up the Battlefield is like you complaining about that is like complaining that somebody can have a prosthetic. You know what I mean? It's, you don't have to opt in for that. You know what I mean? Is the game good or is the game bad? You say something?
No, I didn't say anything.
I was gonna say
no, I heard
when it comes to putting a trans or something, whatever pronouns you want to use in a game, what I don't like is what they did Concord. It just looks blatantly, this is what you get and that is it. I had no choice other than what you got here. Now, when you got character creation, you can do whatever the hell you want. Right?
Never had an issue with that.
You can
never
make it look like a guy maybe is dressed like a woman. Doesn't matter because it's during the character creation. It's an option. No problem. I have no problem with that. I think the problem comes when it's forced down your throat. Like, this is what it is, and this is what you're gonna like it. Okay, like no,
Yeah.
I don't want that.
No, I was just not, none of that matters, bro. If the game is good or is the game bad, right? It's like we're supposed to. All of a sudden, you got gamers that become the gatekeepers of historical facts. Like this is not a museum. This is not a museum, man.
Yeah.
This is not a museum. It's just video games, man. Like that's just if you're gonna complain about this, we gotta complain about everything. We gotta complain about Italians going down pipes. We gotta complain about everything. You know what I mean? Because like all of this is fantasy, and so like going back to Ubisoft, I just know that they had a big flop. We already know the mouse don't play.
No, they don't.
And they didn't hit their goals. All right, mouse is getting paid no matter what. So Ubisoft has to figure out a way to dig out of the hole. Same thing with WB owns that IP. You can bet that the next WB game is going to be set up perfectly. They had 2 flops in a row, and Gotham Knights didn't deserve that.
No, it didn't.
You know what I mean? Gotham Knights is not a bad game.
I liked it.
No.
But Suicide Squad, everybody told them they didn't want it when they revealed it. Right? And they have to have paid focus groups, to tell them no. Okay, right. that might work. No. Kind of like Phil Spencer with Redfall, we thought it was going to score 10 points higher. It's like, no, you got to know that for one, your Xbox. 2, it's buggy.
Yes.
So they're gonna penalize you to the max.
They knew it wasn't ready.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we hear you.
Oh, I got a phone call. So
okay, I heard the bleep. Okay.
So like somebody had.
It happened again too.
No, I lost you.
No, he's getting phone calls. Yeah, you still here.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So somebody had to be around to tell them that wasn't gonna work. Yeah. But they keep rolling it out there. You know what I mean? But I know that this Assassin's Creed needs a better setup for one. They can't have back-to-back flops. Their stock prices going through the floor. The only thing that's really keeping them afloat is Rainbow Six.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Every other live service game they had, because what's X-Defiant was at like 25,000. I haven't looked at it lately, but that's decent. But some of these companies are looking for this one game to keep the whole company afloat, like what's going on at Epic.
Not realistic at all.
But when you look at a company like Microsoft, they have a few, right? They got Halo, Minecraft still making money. You got Sea of Thieves still making money.
Sea of Thieves.
You know what I mean? You got all these games out there making money, and they keep supporting all of them. You got hell, it hasn't always been theirs, but you have Elder Scrolls Online making money. Not a lot of money, but it's enough for that studio.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you look at some of these games, that's why I said Sony's not going to make it, because Sony's looking for this one company, this one game to keep them afloat. Yeah, they keep looking for that one game. Same thing with Ubisoft. They keep throwing them out there, but at 25,000, man, that's a lot. Right now, you got to find a way to monetize those people. There's only one Fortnite. Every now and then a Valorant will come around, or Apex Legends, but there's only so much room. And that's why Microsoft, with their initiative, where they're trying to actually grow the pot, is the best strategy, and everybody else needs to get along the line.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
everybody when they do that.
Yeah, they need to get the people who play Candy Crush. See, Microsoft don't care if you play Candy Crush or if you play Ace Attorney. They don't care because they got you.
Yep.
Everybody else needs something like that. But I don't think that everybody's going to be able to make a game that's going to keep their entire company afloat like Epic. Because hell, even EA, if they didn't have those sports games, they'd be in deep doo-doo.
Oh yes, long ago.
Yeah. So I would hate for a company like Ubisoft, one of the companies that puts out a lot of good games. I would hope that those that they find a way to stick around, not acquisition. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't need to be acquired. You know, especially they're getting so cheap now that Sony might be able to afford them. You
Right.
know what I mean? You think Sony gonna play ball? No.
Mm. After what happened
You
with
know what I mean?
PUBG,
They
I
get,
think they're going to try that though. But otherwise, you're right.
yeah. Well, I mean, eventually they're gonna be cheap enough for Sony to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, but I'd rather a company like Amazon do it.
Mm.
You know, somebody else, but them. I don't know why I don't like
Yeah.
Amazon, man. Amazon got 2 games getting ready to hit my Xbox and PlayStation. One of them was
It's just
already
that they're another big
on PC for a
corporation.
couple
You
of
know what
years.
the potential of. But technically, they've done nothing wrong. But you know what they could do. That's all. It's the fear of the
Well,
unknown of the potential. But technically, they've done nothing
I don't know.
bad. They've done nothing but good thus far. To be
I don't
frank
know.
about
I
it.
don't have a problem with Tencent like a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys hate
Technically,
Tencent.
right,
I'm like,
right. Because
dude,
technically, they've
what
done
did they
nothing wrong.
do?
They're just Chinese.
Anything amazing.
It's just that
Yeah,
they're Chinese and we don't trust. We know that they have the
come on,
potential
Mar.
to do some fuckery, but technically, they ain't done nothing wrong ever. It's true.
Yeah, Google. The only thing Google does is quit. But did they do
Yep.
anything wrong?
Well,
Like they did right.
well, according
Hell,
to the EU,
even when they canceled, they gave everybody their money back.
yes, they did. Yes, in terms of gaming, yeah, they ain't done wrong in terms of gaming to anybody. Now, outside of gaming, apparently the EU, ain't good on them because I would say, oh fuck Google on the other bullshit, but keeping it to gaming, they ain't done nobody wrong in terms of gaming, right? And just like you say, after they killed Stadia, and they paid, and they refunded all of that to everybody. That's equal to when Microsoft, paid for the Red Ring of death for everybody, right? They did good. You can't knock them for that.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm. Well, look what Microsoft is doing now. They're merging their Xbox Game Pass app and their Xbox app into one big fat ass app. All right, we got 10 minutes left, so let's do a little quick fire, man. What do you guys think about this?
Okay, well, I've got this new app because I got the beta app. And so a lot of people don't understand what's going on because I've seen the YouTube videos for Xbox On and stuff. Dudes that complain don't even know what the hell they complain. They literally don't understand what the hell it is. Bro, they're merging the Xbox app and the Game Pass app into one app. Yep. All the functionality from both of them is there. If you did the rewards thing, it's there too. You see on the upper left there, in that picture right there in the middle? No, the one in the middle, right? Right? The upper left thing to get the rewards thing. Yep. It's right there. You tap on that, you get there. As soon as you launch, when you launch the thing, you get the you get the points for launching it.
Yep.
Once a day. It's there. It's all there. But I'm seeing, if you look on Xbox On when they did their video about the app, right? There's dudes complaining about it that, it's like, yes, the fuck it is. And I think I responded too. Yes, the fuck it is. But dudes are sitting there complaining. Look, it's the Game Pass app and the Xbox app where, you could join party chats, you could buy games, or you could do the Game Pass, all of that in one app like it should have been all along.
Yep.
Like, what the hell y'all complaining about? It's there. Tell them thank you.
Yep.
Enough said.
That's one last app on my phone, so I don't like having too many apps.
Enough said.
Yep.
And that's all I got to say on that.
That's all I got to say about that. Realist, nothing? He's like, yeah, I concur.
No, I do concur, but I was out here coaching my boy, man. He was out here looking like he was asleep out here on the baseball field. I'm multitasking, y'all. I'm watching the baseball game and on the podcast.
Yeah, this guy's multitasking.
But yeah, I told him he gotta wake up, man. Like he not baseball ready. He's talking about, I was ready. I was in this position. No, you weren't. You were standing straight up, leaning with your gangster lean, trying to look cute. Ain't no women, ain't no little girls out here. Number moms out here. You gotta be like, here, let them. You want to show off for the women? Let them see your stick your butt out, bend over, get baseball ready. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, he's standing straight. He's standing straight up with his glove on his hip, standing straight up, bro.
All right. So Realist, this is your thing again. MetaQuest 3S is pared down mixed reality headset price at $3. What is this, like a dumbed down version or something, or what? Looks like a dumbed down version. Or is it a mid?
Yeah, so it's the Quest 3 without the lenses. So we got the lenses of the Quest 2, right? So the price of the Quest 2, but the same processor, right? So it's just as fast, right? But it also runs at the lower resolution that the Quest 2 did, right? So it's more economical. But because the processor is up to date, it's still up to date in terms of, and because it's the same processor is running on a lower resolution, the performance is up there. It's got less work to do, right? So it costs less, right? It still has the pass through in color now, so it's a major upgrade for those who got a Quest 2 and didn't upgrade to the Quest 3 because of the price. So yeah, man, just another option.
Another option
there you go.
For the VR fanatics. There you go.
Yeah, $299. Right, it brings it right back down.
Number 2 because we barely use it.
Yeah.
All right. You guys watch the State of Play?
Oh my God.
Or watch some of the games or any excitements of the releases and all that?
Same old typical with Sony. You know, they present like
all around the world,
and then come to find out later, it's all coming to multi-plat anyway, including Xbox. And Xbox, for once, you know, they tweeted it out there. They were like, "Hey, man, all this stuff is coming to Xbox, right?" And so this is what I was saying before about Xbox and their marketing team. I think when they fired the marketing team and, you know, they got rid of the ambassador program, I think they're doing a complete reset on marketing. And ever since that, I noticed yesterday, or at least this morning with the TGS thing, right? They've been a lot more active on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, right? Calling out the truth in ways I've rarely seen out of Xbox, right? Setting the facts. I think it's a new day in terms of Xbox marketing. I need to see some more evidence of that, but it seems to be that's what they're doing now. They're actually pushing the narrative and saying what they need to say, right? Truth, the facts, you know, their position of power that they're actually been in for a long time, but never really flexed, right? And I love to see it. I love to see it.
You're telling me everything they showed here, pretty much everything.
Yeah, except for like 1 or 2 games.
I don't need a PlayStation Pro for it. I could just use my regular old, the most powerful console in the world, Series X.
Yeah. Even this Hell Is Us game, but even though it has a PlayStation logo, as you know, with Sony, usually you know they put their logo in, and you go look later, right? It's on Xbox and everything else. 90% of what was there was on Xbox. Even this Metro, I think this is already on PC, right? In VR. If not, it will be. Well, I think it already is, right? Like, ain't nothing exclusive they got, but they ain't got much to show. They technically not at TGS, but in terms of what they're doing for TGS, this State of Play was basically their representation for TGS. Yeah. I would say, without being under that umbrella, because they did it the same week. That's simple.
So they got nothing.
They ain't got nothing. That's what it is. Black and white. Noir et blanc.
Typical Sony State of Play. Nothing's changed.
Even the PlayStation fans are calling it, man, boring. They gave I forget who I was hearing, right? Then somebody's live stream, they were watching, you know, these PlayStation fanboys talk about it, and one of them said, "Hey, 6 out of 10." And for Sony, I mean, if you're PlayStation head and that's all you got, right? I mean, yeah, you got some stuff, but otherwise, it makes you look bad, especially with all the shit that y'all usually talking. Y'all look bad right now. You know, it is what it is.
All right, so I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to get in line to get the controller at least, because the controller does look pretty nice. I think we talked about this last time. The whole aesthetics of this thing does looks pretty sick. All right.
Yeah, One Away Dragons had the same issue.
I do like it. Right. It does have that classic look, that gray tone. It looks great. So I was trying to get a controller and I was too late for it, so I wasn't pissed off. It's just, you know, I didn't know.
Well,
I didn't know it was going to be widely available through Walmart, Best Buy, and wherever else. I thought it was just going to go.
I thought it was just through PlayStation.
That's what I
thought. For the limited edition was everywhere.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, but also they're doing a limited edition of the base PS5 with that same look, right? And I think they're doing the pre-orders on the 10th. So that controller, right? It ain't over to find that. And you know with Sony, because they did the same thing with Spider-Man 2. They made it, it's so hard to find, it's so limited. And then later on, it was fucking everywhere. I want that controller. And everybody trying to get me that for my birthday. But there you go.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I could have got that thing, man,
The
but
whole
I really don't have
console?
a use for it.
The whole system?
Yeah. No, you can get a console right now. Console ain't selling out. The gray one. What happened?
It's a controller. It's a controller that folks want.
Oh, okay, but I got the controller.
Oh, you
Oh, you
did?
got the
Wow.
controller?
Nice.
That thing is $90.
$90. I still would have bought it. I still would have bought it.
Yeah, and ain't gonna lie, I probably would have too.
I would have bought it.
Yeah, I did. I got it. It's $80, 80 plus tax,
Through where?
and it was.
PS.
I have to.
PlayStation.
I got the 30th anniversary one.
That was through PlayStation or Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who else would it be? No, I got it from PlayStation.
Yeah, Best Buy had them.
Cause well, they sold out.
Well, yeah, they sold out. You know, that's what I'm saying. I was late to the game. I mean, I had one busy day with work, so I was late to the game. I saw that Wario put out the links for Walmart and Best Buy, and I jumped in. I was like, oh, I'm waiting in line. Sweet. I was like, maybe this just happened. And then a second later, it said, oh, it's sold out. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm late.
Yep. That's how they do.
Like, oh.
That's how they do.
Because I was ready, man. I had everything already saved in my profile for Best Buy.
Wow.
Because I was gonna get the console if I could get the gray one. Right? If I could have got it, I would have bought it.
Right.
And I would have thrown it on eBay like everybody else. But
have you seen the prices?
Ridiculous.
I've heard 5,000.
Yeah, the ones
Is that true?
The ones I've seen today, at the most was 3,000. I haven't seen one that said 5,000 or 10,000, but I seen the report saying that's what they're going for.
Yeah, I saw it, but you know, Twitter, man, a lot of dudes just talk junk.
Right.
And then, of course, I made a video of it. It's just a short one, just going through and how there's only 12,300, which I don't know what if the number means anything, because that's kind of weird just to stop at 300, right?
Well, I just make 12,000.
Right. So when did it come out? Did it come out 30 years ago on December? Because I can see how.
It was September in America, but in Japan it was December.
Okay, so the 12 represents maybe the month, and the 300 minus the 10 is 30 years. You know?
I forget exactly. Let me look it up actually.
So
on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I don't understand why they made so few of them, knowing that people are gonna throw them on eBay.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's a scarcity thing, right? That's what they did.
So I think the bundle like retail, if you bought the 30-year Pro.
December 1994 in Japan for the first one. I can't find the exact date.
That's what I think it is. Then.
Oh yeah. Oh, December 3rd. Yeah, 1994. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Well, there you go.
Because I had one day one. Yep.
December 3rd. So the 12 can represent 12 for December, and the 3 can
Yep.
represent the
That's
day.
exactly what they did it.
And if you take off 10, that's 30-year anniversary. So it has different. You know,
that's why they did it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do 1,012,000 3. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, honestly, like the only reason I would have bought it was to flip it. I have zero desire for a PlayStation Pro.
But you know what? If you're watching Twitter today, and how they're saying, everywhere saying it's sold out, and of course you got the fanatics, the cult fanatics saying, "See, I thought you guys said nobody wanted this console because it's $1,000."
That's the other reason they do that.
It's
yep.
like, because there's only 12,300 of them. I think that's pretty.
That's why they sold out.
That's why they sold out.
Exactly.
That's pretty easy to sell out when there's only such a few numbers of them, you know?
Yeah, because you can get on a PlayStation website right now and wait in the queue, the fake queue, and you'll be able to get yourself a PlayStation Pro.
But the normal.
It's the gray one. It's the gray one. Well, PlayStation. Yeah, those are gone. Those are long gone, bro.
Yeah, the Pro one, regular Pro, but the 30th is sold out.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the base model one is too.
Yeah. I wouldn't want the regular Pro. I would want this one if I could get my hands on it.
Oh no! They're making a gray model of the PS5 Slim. That's
That's what I'm saying. The base model. They got that too.
Right. I think Tech is not understanding.
But that one's sold out
Oh.
as well, right? Or they haven't made it yet.
No. They start on the 10th.
Oh, okay.
It's not for sale yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it. You know, so maybe if I'd have clicked it, it would have said not available. But
Well,
they had it on the same page. Hell, I almost bought a Portal just to see.
I can flip
Wow.
it. I'll buy the base one and flip it. What's up, Red Dead Panda Gaming?
Because you could have got it.
Up, girl?
You could have at the time that I was on there like 6. You could have gotten a great Portal.
Look at that. I know. I've been saying I want a Portal.
Really?
I don't really.
And you guys are
I don't
saying
have
why? Right? Because that's so, and that's the bottom line.
What are you, Stone Cold, man? Okay, you must have been watching that documentary too.
No, I haven't watched anything yet.
It's
We
on
got
Netflix,
Red Dead
Mr.
in the
McMahon.
chat,
If
and
you're a
she
wrestling fan,
says-
you'll like it.
She
Yeah.
says in the fine print, it says give Sony. It says Pony gives Sony permission to ride them dry. And then she put P.
Got that right.
That's Red Dead for you, man.
Pretty
man.
much.
Clam Slam. What was the other one she said?
Oh no.
What was-
Oh
What
yeah.
was the other one?
I remember that. Oh man.
Something
I
flap.
think
I
actually
forget what it was. But
Oh,
I'm
man.
sure she'll put it.
the
in
flapjack, something like that.
Flapjacks? No, she didn't say
Something like
flapjack.
All right, Tech. Sick. I know
Yeah.
did we talk about the Pro here much?
No, not really.
I think we did
Oh,
last.
Flap slap. There you go. Flap.
Well,
Yeah,
because from everything I know about compute, right?
Mhm.
And taking what we got last generation on refresh, they can't go too far ahead of the base model. So what we know from this one, you got the same CPU
Mhm.
and supposedly a 30% bigger GPU, but the CPU was already the problem.
Right.
And so if you don't fix the CPU, you still bottleneck on the CPU. So my question is like, I know you like buying stuff, everybody likes buying stuff, but Tech, what real benefit do you think you're gonna get from buying a Pro?
Well,
Nothing.
whatever they say is true is that you're just gonna get that 30 extra frames is gonna be guaranteed, and I don't believe it, and I don't think it's worth
guaranteed.
it for all the extra money.
Well, definitely not
But
guaranteed.
they're not guaranteeing you frames. They can't guarantee you frames, and that's why they make these. They have these disclaimers. It's up to our partners. You know, they have. It's no different than Xbox. Like, they're at the mercy of these I ain't gonna say they're half-assed developers. But what I will say is they've been putting out half-assed games, because whether it's the investors rushing them to get the games out for some money, cash flow,
And
whatever it is, they're getting these games out and they're not utilizing the hardware that's available to them. I don't know if you guys have seen well, I know you probably don't care, Tech, but the minimum spec for Monster Hunter World.
Okay.
Bro, they want you to have 24 gigs.
Yeah, that's the thing about
No,
it.
no doubt you have that. But
Right.
what about the majority of
Joe
people who
average.
don't?
Right, who don't. The thing about it is, and the main complaint is, it's not even a newer engine or anything like that. So where's all this going to? And this is what people are claiming that they don't like about FrameGen. Like, these developers are going to sit there and depend on that instead of doing the actual work to get a good solid frame rate, right? Especially if it's the same goddamn engine. What the F the problem is, right? But it's a lot of hearsay and conjecture. We don't technically know yet. But I mean, and while the community has been wrong in the past, I mean, the track record, actually, I don't know. There's been a couple of times where the community has bugged out for no reason and turned out to be nothing. But you never know, right? And there's little reason to trust these companies one way or another. And Capcom, even though they've been on the mend lately, making the right decisions lately, there was an era when gamers were calling them Crapcom for a reason, right? And they can just as quickly go right back into that era again, right? So, who knows? We'll have to wait and see what it ends up being, but it's already not looking too good.
I mean, it's just like Xbox. Power your dreams. We spoke to developers, and this is what developers want. And then supposedly the developers wanted this,
And they don't do nothing
but
with it.
they can't do nothing with it. You know, the problem I see, I've been saying this since last generation, is that the developers, they can't optimize, so they need people to buy high enough spec hardware that they can brute force everything.
Right.
And it's getting to the point now where that they need that from consoles too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're not looking to fine tune and optimize anything because they need to find a way to brute force. Now, to my understanding, like I know that NVIDIA DLSS has hardware and it's there, but doesn't that require something from the developer too? Same thing with FSR. I know that's software, but doesn't that require some work from the developer?
It's less work than actually
It's
optimizing the
it's,
game
it's,
and,
not
and making a
it's not
solid
like
game.
they're not doing anything.
Right. But it's way less work than doing the actual work of making an optimized game. You know what I'm saying?
Because honestly, I don't understand like why we need 4K so much. Because like I'm running 3080, I'm running these games. I'm getting 80 to 120. I'm running ultra, max them out to see what I can get. I start at 4K, then I go down to 1440, then I go to 1080.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then like even like on this Final Fantasy, put it on ultra, 1080, and it's hovering around 90.
Here's the
You
thing
know what
about
I mean?
it.
But like,
Here's the thing about it, right? Like with these video cards now, when you put the game down to 1080 compared to 1440, it's like you're leaving performance on the table because the frame rate ain't gonna be no different. So you may as well just bump it up to 1440 and let the game run internally at 1440. Now this is on the PC side, not talking about the console, right? So what hold on, I'm gonna bring it back around. Peep game, right? So what happens is you look at the consoles, right? And you look at some of these developers, what they do is they ask for all this stuff to make it easier, but they're supposed to still put in the same level of work. Yeah, thanks a lot for coming through, right? But basically, like they're supposed to put in the same level of work they did before and at least get to 1440 and then got all this upscaling stuff to bring it up, to the 4K level, right? Because as we've seen with these upscalers, is pretty good, particularly DLSS, right? And PSSR will be within that same range, within generally, right? And it's better to do that and to actually run at real 4K, right? Because it's close enough, and sometimes even with DLSS look better, even, right? According to some people, including myself, right? So what they're supposed to do that, right? But instead, they use it as a crutch to do even less work, right? Which, unfortunately, with the consoles, exacerbates that situation. And that's what these lazy jerks do, right? They're being lazy, but they're being lazy because the publishers, like you said earlier, they're pushing them into it, right? They're forcing, instead of the publishers being like, okay, it's going to make the developers work easier or the quality of their work be better, now they've done eating up the benefits, right, that it was supposed to bring, right, to get the game out even earlier, because they're thinking, okay, now they're going to get their money even quicker. So what was supposed to be a benefit for all has already been eaten up by the system, right? And what I mean by the system is the money men, right? The investors, like the guys in charge of these corporations, who's talking all this shit to the investors, right? The investors gonna want their money. They gotta show and prove, right? So that's what they do. Instead of using these technologies the way it was intended, they're just using it as a way to fast forward development at a loss at us gamers, who's really feeling the loss, right? And that's why a lot of these games are doing this shit. And Monster Hunter is the best example, right? Where they're advising you at least have hardware that could do some frame generation, right? And if not, use that AMD frame generation, which already requires you to have a good frame rate to begin with, right? So that's what they're doing. That's what the problem is. It's the greed. It done messed up these technologies and their true purpose. That was supposed to make everything easier for everybody.
I don't know. seems like the people win are the people who
Oh, you're botting there. What'd you say?
So
yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know,
try.
I don't know why my
I'm gonna try on the 10th.
what I no what I,
Special
no what I was saying is that I forgot now, but shit.
one.
Oh
Multitasking.
yeah, the people who win. No, I'm not multitasking. She keeps calling me after I just saw her at the field. Anyway, the people who win are the people who wait for sales.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
always.
but the FOMO kicks in, and we always buy these day one games. But eventually, if you give them time, they figure it out. Same thing with like even Microsoft. People complain about 30 frame games, but eventually these games hit 60. All right,
Yep.
order Chick-fil-A.
I want some too, man. All right. Well, I'm gonna try to get me one of those special edition ones on the 10th and flip it. Now,
I just want the
I have
controller,
no
man.
shame even saying that either. I'll do it because I've been known to do it. And I've done it, and I've been known to be done it, and I'll do it again. Make some money, man. Pay them bills.
You gotta make some money on.
Be selling out of my Hyundai. Open up that
On
hatch.
Craigslist. On Craigslist.
Craigslist. On Facebook Marketplace.
Mm.
Well, it looks like he's buying out. All right, man. We've gone over here. Let's shut it down. Let's have a good night. Let's go play some
Shutting it
Space
down.
Marines. Let's go
Yeah.
scalp some PS5 special editions. And that's it, man. Nothing else.
Yeah. Good times. Good times, as
Good
always.
times. See, next Thursday. What's next Thursday? Third. I should be around.
Oh, speaking of, we doing this drinking show this weekend? Because I told you. I was just drinking a Bloody Mary before. I mean, I got a little over a third of the bottle of vodka left. So,
It would have to be if I am. It would have to be Saturday
okay. Well, just let me know if you decide to do it.
because Friday I gotta sleep early because we got a cross country meet early in the morning, and there's no way I'm gonna be outside just hungover.
Oh, I forgot about that, man. My daughter just started running.
What's up, Sega Man? Oh yeah, I got like today. I
Sega
take my
Man,
kid
what's up, man?
to his practice at 6:30 in the morning. So I was up at 5:30 making breakfast and get him going.
It is what it
It
is.
is what it is, man. But I'd rather have him doing that than doing shenanigans. So
Facts.
let him be busy with sports.
Yeah, man. You gotta give them something, occupy their time to keep them out of trouble.
Sega Man, what's up, dude? You can watch the replay. We're about to sign off because
Sega Man came at the tail end. Hell, we actually went into overtime.
we did go over.
Yeah.
We go
Yes,
15
we did.
18 minutes overtime.
Hey, Sega man, they're bringing the writing collection, man. I posted about it. I don't know what platforms it's coming to, man, but them writing games. I know you shoot them up, fan like myself. I'm gonna keep you posted when I find more info.
You know what?
So what is that? That's gonna be on all platforms.
We need to bring Sega Man.
I don't know what platforms it's on.
here because he came
Absolutely.
in last
Yeah.
night. Like, what's up, Sega Man?
You gonna bring Sega Man on here and chop up some game?
Yeah.
Sega man.
Let's see what kind of input he has.
Hey, yeah, I always rock with Sega Man, man. Sega Man is Xbox
Yeah, man.
strong, man. Like,
Hell
look,
yeah.
he got it. He got everything, but he likes Xbox, man, and he likes Sega.
Okay, Sega man.
You know what I mean? Unlike
Hey,
some
Sega
of
Man,
these
I got
other
the link
dudes
right
with
here, man.
Sega in their name.
Yes.
Like the dude likes Sega. Him and
He's a
Sega
true
Forever.
Sega fan. Yes, he is. And Sega Forever, which I often confuse, who lives in Hawaii. And I think it was Sega Man lived in Hawaii because I be confusing them too. But that's not happening no more.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
I haven't been able to get on with him lately, man, because my guy will be on there till 12 o'clock his time, but it's 4 o'clock our time.
Or he'll do it early. Yeah.
It's good for him. I mean, when I'm at work, I'll do it. But man, I've been on. Man, one time, dude went to 9 in the morning.
Yes, he did.
Cause like,
Yeah, he did
I mean,
one the other day early in the morning. Yeah. And
Bro,
I
we
was
used to we used to joke about shifts. We used to joke about shifts. Unlimited come ins, like man, and then what's his
unlimited
name from
truth.
Chicago?
That's
What's his
another
name from
brother.
Chicago? Old school from Chicago. What's his name? Other Zeke.
Udaka Vaka.
Other Zeke.
Oh, other
Other
Zeke.
Zeke.
Yeah,
Other
man.
Zeke
He's
would be
been
like,
busy
man, I got
lately.
the second shift,
Gimme,
realist.
gimme.
Then Dia come through. We
Yeah,
run four
homegirl Dia.
shifts.
Sega Forever is the Jerry Lewis telethon of gaming podcast, bro.
Oh snap! Really? Really? It's like that? Okay. I don't know, man. But I fucks with Sega, man. No homo, no Diddy. But that's true blue Xbox and gamer in general, man. He's a bon vivant, as they say.
So okay, well I don't know if you caught it, realist, but Sick wants to do a drinking nights, and I said
I heard, and he said
may
you
be
got to
only
do
do
it after your boy run.
Saturday night, maybe.
Ooh,
Or
Yankees
evening.
got that payback against them Orioles 10-1. All right.
It means
And the Giants are losing against them Cowboys.
But
Yeah.
with the Texans game, their beatdown last week, dude, I went to bed at 5 o'clock because I drank so much I knocked myself out till the next morning. I did. I
Bro,
drank a 6-pack. I took a shot of vodka and I was knocked out.
I've been saying that the Texans, man, they barely beat some bad teams.
Mm.
I didn't
Barely.
think they would beat the Vikings, but I didn't think they would get smoked. And they got smoked. They got done bad.
They got done pretty bad.
They got roasted.
Diggs was, Diggs want to burn Miami and Buffalo every time he plays.
Mhm.
He didn't have a bad game.
Hey yo.
All right, guys, let's shut it down, and we'll
Shutting it
talk,
down.
and we'll see. We'll see what happens for Saturday, right?
Yeah, man. Just let me know.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.